Having this people that came from the trenches and giving us planets and all of the riches. We taking the kingdom, destroying the wicked. You reap what you sow, so it's gonna get hectic. This movie is ending, about time for the credits. Offending your brother, you better just dead it or get him beheaded. The script
I ain't taking no nuts. For the 12, I'm bridging the gap.
Yeah.
16-11, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. Hey, on the block where it's at. White Chris getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Steps going up. For the 12, I'm bridging the gap. 16-11, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. Yeah, on the block where it's at. White Chris getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Scripts going up.
I can't sleep. Got wolves on to kill my sheep. Boy, crazy. You don't want smoke, you don't want heat. Wanna write checks? Can't catch that. Lil' Jezzy, I got receipts. My warfare so unique. Got the hit squad, you know we deep. How you gon' pull up a war but a woman controlling the narrative? Y'all niggas weak. Ayy, trust me, your future look bleak. Thank you for turning against me, cause that doesn't prove me. I keep making tweaks. Busy, I'm out of the streets. Y'all still writing tweets? Shit. Everybody shook when I clap. Back, my enemies gotta retreat. Petty light work. They don't know who they accusing. Got bombs and I ain't even use it yet. I made a sword out of music. Gotta do it. When I strike, these devils gon' lose it. That Trump car was a doozy. Tryna damage the way people view me. Joe. They shooting they shots back to back. You don't know you can't step to a guy with a Uzi. Little boy, this good over evil. I'ma talk once after that ain't no sequel. Right. My weapon is lethal. It's about time I go hunt for a weasel. Ayy. This for the people, fight off these demons coming for the feeble. My weapon is lethal. It's about time I go hunt for a weasel.
Hey, I'm calling on soldiers. Let's go. Wake your ass up. Wake up. Wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. I ain't taking no naps. For the 12, I'm bridging the gap. 16-11, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. Hey, on the block where it's at. White Chris getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Steps going up. For the 12, I'm bridging the gap. 16-11, I'm strapped. Dream team coming back with a slap. On the block where it's at. White Chris getting smacked. Who gon' read? I'm about to snap. This straight facts, my boy, no cap. Scripts going up. Boom.
Peace out, peace out. Look, I ain't saying it ain't on to let go, but sometimes that's how it's gotta go. They say I'm cold, I'm just preserving my soul. Peace out. You said your piece, I said my piece. Now I got peace. I got peace of mind, yeah. And there ain't no looking back, so peace out. Peace. You said your piece, I said my piece. My blessings increase. I got peace of mind, yeah. And there ain't no looking back, so peace out. Been to hell and back and I got some battle scars on me. Friends and foes, whole time plotting on me. They thought I was weak, slept on the strength in me. My G.O.D. strengthens me. A lot of y'all ain't real. So tired of the fake love. So damn fake, like too much makeup. You can't blind me, I see what you made of. Didn't hurt me, you did me a favor. You was holding me back. Now I gotta level up. They try to pull me off track. Enough is enough. Got stabbed in the back. That shit want me up. For real. Said you wanna bounce. Champagne in my cup. I ain't stressing over you. Byzantine on the wrist. And I'm feeling so bliss. I feel like a fly. All this damn weight got lifted from me. Demons get away from me. Tell them peace out. You said your piece. I said my piece. Now I got peace. I got peace of mind, yeah. And there ain't no looking back, so peace out. Peace out. You said your piece. I said my piece. My blessings increase. I got peace of mind, yeah. And there ain't no looking back. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Just cause you love them don't mean that they're good for you. They don't wanna change, they just wanna change you. Do what you gotta do, I ain't stressing no with you. I got peace of mind, this feel a little different. Ay, found that peace I was missing. Ay, strong drink I'm sipping, I'm chilling. Meanwhile they in they feelings. Ay, I'm flying up no ceilings. Ay, all about growth and building. Meanwhile they in they feelings. You thought you got me, you was going hard trying to stop me, but my OG got me, and there ain't no way you can stop me. You wanted me to fall so bad you got sloppy, man. You stayed trying to knock me. If you had to change, you would've shot me. Byzantine on the wrist, and I'm feeling so blessless. I feel like a fly, all this damn weight got lifted from me. Demons get away from me. Tell them peace out. You said your piece, I said my piece. Now I got peace. Whoa, I got peace of mind. Yeah. And there ain't no looking back. So peace out. Peace. You said your piece, I said my piece. My blessings increase. I got peace of mind. Yeah. And there ain't no looking back. So peace out. Peace out, peace out. I ain't saying it ain't hard to let go, but sometimes it's all it's gotta go. They say I'm way too cold. I'm just preserving my soul. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the King. Let's go. 12 up. 6 down. 12 up. 6 down.
I call the script, you boys get hit. Spit on 10, I live for this shit. Gotta take heat, I pray don't slip. They watch, they plotting, I see through they sin. I call the script, you don't get it slit. He hold his neck, he suffocating. I stay, they be vexing, they feeling so sick. I feel like a Karen, the way I be lit.
Dream team when we step on the scene clean. All these haters, they really tryna be with me. I'm thinking how can it defeat me? If I'm strong on the low and they meet me. Jordan drop fire in BC. If you win, know that my name is Nimi. I get lit and I ain't gonna regret it. More power is about to get hit.
Don't look at my wrist. Or you gon' go blind, you taking a risk. I'm filthy rich. You know that I'm the shit and you pissed. I'm making them sick. I look for the ups, I had on my list. They cannot resist. He's trying to escape, but I give him the biz. The saints gon' sit on the throne. These dogs ain't getting no bone. They gon' bring me the diamonds and gold. I'm a floss cause I'm in my zone. The saints gon' sit on the throne. These dogs ain't getting no bone. They gon' bring me the diamonds and gold. I'm a floss cause I'm in my zone.
Yo, man, what's up? Why they keep playing with the team? I don't know, man. They ain't know that we dream team? I guess not. Let's go. Yo, stop playing. Stop, let them know. Let's get it. Fresh.
My whip be a horse, no Rory. I'm switching the lanes, no Tory. So hot, just coming safari. I'm ice out, look at the glory. My ops gon' bow before me. Talk shit, and it's gon' be gory. Road dogs pulled up with a big strap. Real killers so cold, I ain't sorry. Me and BZ know we go way back. In the basement, whipping the playback. Mistakes I done pay for my sins, though. Took L's, now I'm coming for payback. These rats better know I don't play that. All the shit they talk, get traced back. Excalibur, look how I slay that. Like bad boy, take that. For all you haters out there, I know you wanted me to fall, but Elohim got my back, and I'm strapped, and I'm strapped, and I'm
Let's go. Fresh.
Your show is scheduled to start in 36 seconds.
6 down. 12 up. 6 down.
Dream team, reppin' east side. If you come against a prophet, so you dead to suicide. And I'm looking for my heaven when it come, I'm tryna slide. I got 7, 8, saying that he wanna be my A. Are you with it? Are you down for the ride, huh? Why you in your feelings every time you getting tried, huh? 30 seconds, so they sold, they just
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
that time again. Yeah. Ya es la hora. You know, power hour. Ponle atención, class is in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Flee from religion, cause them churches never teaching shit. Everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit, yeah. That mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it's say what it say. Ya viene el tiempo, entra para el templo. Aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida. Nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah. Tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. The 11 hour. Tune in to your history. You know it ain't no mystery. Power hour. The 11 hour. You gonna get to history. 11 hour.
Are we on?
That's us.
Yes.
You didn't give me the cue. We still got that issue that like I'm not gonna realize that it's done.
Oh my God.
We heard the music, but
the music it stopped.
It was like a hard cut.
Right.
What the hell?
It's over.
I heard the music. And
right.
It
cut like right before the music. It just stopped. The intro stopped.
What the hell?
I think we were in the conversation too much. And
talking about it was a hard stop. No.
No, he's right. It was a hard stop.
It was a hard stop.
Oh.
Like the way some of y'all be DJing for weddings and stuff like that.
God.
Oh, damn. Oh, God.
Because we're not DJs.
Oh, God.
Officer Eli.
Because we IT.
Damn.
That was a hard, rough stop.
Shots fired.
Shalom. Welcome to the Power
Shalom.
Hour Plus. I'm Deacon Joshua.
Officer Shia.
Officer King Ruvain.
Malek in the building. Officer Tobias.
Officer Toby.
Yes, sir.
Toby, my man.
Toby.
It's at least one comment almost every week. Yo, my man look like Steph Curry.
Every time. Yeah. That was like.
Then we gotta remind him it's Marv.
I was about to say, at least it ain't
I
Marv.
don't do it to him. That was one of the first things you told me when I came in. Steph Curry.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Distinctly.
Yeah. I was like, oh snap, Steph. And Sideshow.
Dang. I did remember that one.
Yes.
That I remember vividly.
Inside show. Man, hey, are you gonna? You say you gonna?
Yes. Shalom. Welcome to the Power Hour. Now, stop what you're doing and hit that share button. Get everybody and their grandma and them on the show right now. Let's do it.
Right, fam. Remember, we exclusively on the Phoenix page now.
That's right.
And I know that there's usually a lot more people that do like to look at the show, but because of the move over, you know, kind of like when your favorite show moved to a new slot.
Right.
Time change.
Right. So we actually at the same time, we just not on
the same channel.
Same channel that you might have been watching from.
Like going
different
from
channel.
HBO to Showtime.
Right. So we want to get people to realize that we on the Phoenix page now. So if y'all just hit that, look, I'm looking at it right now. You hit share, post that. Just go post that on all your social.
Just real quick while you listening.
Yep.
Post that. Come on, y'all. Post that. All right. While you listening. I messed up again today. I had a cheeseburger.
Well, I was gonna say, what you eat?
Like McDonald's cheeseburger?
I did.
Oh,
McDonald's?
fix it, Jesus.
Quarter pounder?
No. I figured if I did like a small one,
Right.
I did double, but like the small double.
Uh-huh.
That I would be all right. And that was good, man, until like 20 minutes ago.
So it was like a dibble. It wasn't a whole double. It was like a dibble.
He needs some milk.
No, that's the last thing he needs is milk.
Damn.
It's wild, bro. It's like on show days, I'm gonna have to like semi-fast or something like that.
Do like a
do be
just
having
eat
an
earlier.
indigestion.
Yeah, it's always been like that. Like for the show, it used to be worse. Like when we first started, but I think that was nerves.
Okay.
But then like it's been good. It was good for like a long time.
Right.
But I can't. You know what it is? Like my kids have a half day on Wednesday, and I typically will get them lunch out, like Wednesday, and it's usually whatever they want, And but today I was like, man, I was talking about the briskets that I'm cooking,
The briskets
for the wedding on Sunday, and I was like, I didn't want to be driving all over the place with the briskets in the car, so I went bought the briskets, and I was like, McDonald's right there. I was like, so I'll get the McDonald's.
Golden Arches.
And I've been craving a cheeseburger, so because I've been like, pretty disciplined for the most part. And I said, I want a cheeseburger, so.
So you had a cheeseburger.
Yeah, In-N-Out is my cheat spot. I'll go get a
Yeah, man.
burger.
Yeah, but you know what? No. That's a little overboard for me, though, right? So I can do like a little double from McDonald's and even a small fry, and still be within my calories and my macros for the day. If I do In-N-Out, it like blows it out, and I can only eat like egg whites and protein shakes for the rest of the day.
Just like one double-double?
Yeah, well, I can't just do the double-double. I got to do the animal-style fries.
An animal-style fry.
Yeah, they got a whole secret menu.
But they melt the cheese on it, and then they throw the spread that's on the burger on it.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Because their fries is kind of whack. I don't like the In-N-Out fries.
Especially they get once they get cold, it's a wrap.
Oh,
this brother here. He's saying that's your portion
that's
right
a macaroon, right?
He said that's your portion right
Is
there.
that a real thing?
That is.
Hey, Officer Tobias. Officer Tobias, what color is
Yes.
Yeah, what color is that, Officer Tobias?
They're actually
I plead the fifth.
Hey,
I like that.
Speaking of Officer Tobias, he added again with his misspellings in the group.
Damn.
I can't help it. When I'm texting and driving, it's kind of like...
What a great example for the children.
Yeah.
Right. Don't text and drive.
I'm texting and driving.
Okay.
Now he gonna blame it on that.
Man.
He must always be driving then.
All the time.
Like, he never stops.
Ever.
Because the spelling...
He's in the car right now.
He's in the car right now with his spelling.
Damn. I have to take that one.
Damn.
Don't do it,
Someone
children.
said
Don't do
shame
it.
on McDonald's. Nah, man, I like it a little bit. You know what I used to really love from McDonald's? Like, used to really love? They don't do it no more?
What? The ice cream?
No. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel for breakfast.
Oh, the steak is good, too.
But that thing ain't been around in a long time.
Damn. Oh, I don't remember that.
You know what? I used to work at McDonald's, and back in the day when they had a dollar menu,
I used to work at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's in high school to pay for prom.
Okay.
Yeah, and a pair of kicks.
Damn, I was at Wendy's.
I was Taco Bell KFC.
I did talk.
And
Go ahead, tell me your McDonald's story.
So I don't know if have y'all heard of a McGangbang?
Yes.
You put the
but
hot
I
and
forgot.
spicy pad.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I was like, yo, cut.
What's going on?
What the hell is this, brother?
Hey, it's fire.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
Yes.
It's a double cheeseburger, and you put the hot and spicy patty in the middle.
Yep.
And then you just ketchup with some ranch.
Nah, man,
I didn't do it.
That just sounds like a cheeseburger.
No.
I forgot what it was called, and it's wild because all they did was throw like a little seasoning on the bun. I forgot which one it was called, where they would like season the bun. I'm sorry, the burger a little bit, the patty.
Okay.
It had lettuce, tomato, and everything. It was the mix something. And all they did was it was like they threw a little splash of adobo or something on the damn patty, changed the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to work in McDonald's when I was in high school.
Humble beginnings.
Oh man, yeah, them brothers had a gangbang.
That
I've never
that
heard of
and
it.
when I worked at the Bronx Zoo, but I worked in the fast food at the Bronx Zoo, because people think you work in the zoo and you're gonna work with the animals. Like you actually got to be certified. Like even to clean the poop of the animal, you got to be like certified and stuff like that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like
you
you
gotta
can't
go to school and all
you
that,
cannot be in the animal areas, even if the
Right.
animals are not in there, without some sort of type of certification and stuff.
I mean,
like
it makes
that.
sense. It makes sense
Yeah.
for insurance purposes
Yeah,
and liability.
yeah. So I used to work in the zoo over the summer for like the concessions, and I worked. We sold burgers too, but first of all, we had these little animal fries, and it came in like a bag. They didn't come animal shaped. It was like a mix, almost like mashed potatoes. And you would throw the mix in the machine, and the machine would make the shapes. But it would create such a distinct taste. Them friggin' animal French fries were delicious, bro. But let me tell you what was the bomb at the Bronx Zoo, bro.
What was it?
That I got in trouble one time for it. Story time.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Chicken in a basket.
Chicken in a basket.
It would be the animal fries.
Animal fries.
And then they would throw the breast of fried chicken.
The breastises.
And a thigh, right?
And the lean.
Bro, I don't know where they bought that chicken from. It was like some frozen joint that came from somewhere. That chicken was crack, bro.
Damn.
Bro. You could so here's they were like they worked you hard. You see, they made you get working papers, and it's supposed to prevent like issues with breaks and stuff.
Right.
First of all, you barely got a break to go to the bathroom because it would be bananas. And some of the Bronx Zoo, bananas, right? So
you got
the shift would start at 10, and it was like 10 to 4, 5, like around there, right? And they would give you a 30-minute lunch and like 1:15. But your 30-minute lunch, you had to be there at 9:30 because your lunch was when you started.
Right. I remember you telling me this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Which was not legit. I think if any of us had sense as kids, we would have reported it and we'd have been all right. So you had to be there at 9:30, and you could have the chicken in a basket for lunch, but it had to be at 9:30 in the morning.
Dang.
You could not take any food after the food that you had from 9:30 to 10. So, you know, I had a cool manager, Judah brother, right? And he would hook it up occasionally.
Right.
But they was like the general manager. He reminded me of my pops, right? And my pops had left me, so like I had like some animosity towards him and stuff. Like he looked just like my freaking dad, prick. And I don't know if he had a radar or something. One time, I had thrown some chicken in a basket in my bag because I was starving after busting my behind, sweaty and everything. The
8
fryers
hours?
behind us, 8 hours, right? And I was like, man, I'm gonna eat the hell out of this chicken when I get out.
When
I get out, I was waiting till as soon as I got out the gate, bro. I was gonna get in that chicken in the basket, bro. Yo, he called me over. This was like the big boss, not my manager. The little kiosk, big boss called me over. But I can't remember the exact details of how it went down, bro. But he was like, yo, let me see your bag or whatever. And, bro, they had chicken in the basket, brought me back. They put me on blast, wrote me up.
Damn.
I was mad as hell,
You gonna
bro.
take the chicken home?
Hell no. He made me throw it out.
Damn, you couldn't even enjoy it.
To the trash.
So you got grease in your bag for no reason.
Yeah. Nah. I wrapped that thing good. It was like a little the food service foil, like the single wraps and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no grease in the bag. It was good.
Damn.
Now I got a question for you.
What's up?
Is this the same zoo that was on Jumanji?
Was Jumanji the Bronx Zoo?
Wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it was like the San Diego Zoo. Jumanji.
Was it?
Yeah.
And that zoo is dope. I grew up
San
in that
Diego?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, San
It's one
Diego's
of the
nice.
biggest ones in the world.
Actually, they got the other one in the San Diego Zoo now. I've never been to the regular San Diego Zoo. I always go to the wildlife
The wild
one.
part, yeah.
That one is dope.
It is because it's outdoors.
That one
Yeah.
is really dope. That one is really, really nice. That one is really nice.
And you can even ride and touch the animal. You like it's a lot more.
Oh, the zoo
hands-on.
had hot wings too. The hot wings was banging too. The Bronx Zoo. Someone said they had hot wings. I don't know if you meant the zoo, but the Bronx Zoo. But the zoo had. They said I always start with food.
Yeah, I
Every
was
nigga
gonna
did.
say. Someone said we always start with food.
It is what it is.
Oh, I gotta bring the receipts.
You got to.
People think we forgot.
Uh-oh. We starting off with food now. It's kind of like food. wars.
Damn.
Hey, brothers at men's conference was hot. They was
Bring it
mad.
out.
They saw the hoodie and they was coming up like, hey man, why y'all going in on Judah food like that? I'm like, look, bro.
Why Judah start stuff and then like when I come to finish it, they upset.
Hey, but this conversation just proved that Northern Kingdom loves chicken too.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
A lot.
I let me not say I love chicken in general. Actually, chicken's not my favorite thing to eat. But in certain forms, I really like it. So wings is always popping.
Right.
I like chicken parm. You know, like if it's prepared like that, I could rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Canes, I like them chicken fingers and canes. Them slap.
Canes be
Chick-fil-A
shacking.
slap.
Oh my God.
Wendy's chicken sandwiches be slapping too.
It's been a while.
For real.
Yeah.
It's been a while for Wednesdays.
So it depends. Mostly fried.
Yeah, right.
Mostly fried is how I like chicken. You know.
What was that scripture in the Old Testament? It talked about how we used to like
quail?
the fried chicken.
Man.
Well.
For Samuel showed me that script one day. I was like, this brother
you
would.
knew he would go find it. Oh, he would go find that thing.
What is it? What is
big
it?
brother
Is it
would.
Psalm
Right.
78?
Go find that
I
thing.
said, let me show you something real
He
quick.
said, "You know how we Judah? Let me show you."
Right.
So listen. I know you said they was mad at conference officer Daniel, but it's not like I started it, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like just people. I said, look, I'm tired of seeing people on social talk about Judah food is the best food. Like it's not. Like it's not. Like you don't even believe that.
Man. We do add some flavor to everything we touch, though.
I mean,
But that's Israel in general.
right.
Yeah.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
That's Israel in general. You know what I'm saying? Like
Salt to the earth.
Like, so I was just tired of seeing the debates, and then they're speaking from a perspective of not having tried most of the tribe's foods.
Mm-hmm.
I can say, with the exception of Gad and Reuben, I believe I've tried all the tribe's foods.
Have you had fufu?
Listen, we went over that. That don't really count. And yes, I have. And yes, it's good.
Okay.
But that don't really count because you know damn well when we say Judah food, none of y'all's thinking about African food.
I mean,
From
I
Africa.
would.
And I know,
I mean,
don't
I
get
would.
into the semantics.
Because you've been there.
I know,
Yeah, right.
I know what the scriptures say. I know what but y'all's reaching. Y'all trying to because if
is
that's
it reaching?
It is reaching. It is reaching because how many of those over there are actually Northern Kingdom tribes too? So who the fufu really belong to then?
Where's Africa? Where's the
Dang.
This goes back to where I say stop thinking of Carlos and Tito of the typical stereotypical modern
You got to get that
Northern Kingdom look.
Yeah.
And there's Northern Kingdom in Africa that will pass for Judah.
I remember.
Because remember, we was all like dark.
dark.
We was all this dark. at
Low
one
key,
time.
probably Ruben.
Uh-oh. They
Yeah,
want the smoke.
All right, they want the
they
smoke.
want that
They
smoke.
want the smoke.
All right, so I want the video.
They
We're
want
gonna
the
do the
smoke.
video first.
Yeah, pull up the
And I think
receipt.
did I put the timestamp of the video?
Yo, what
about
is-
Barbacoa?
What is happening right now?
Do I have the timestamp? Did I post the timestamp? If not, let me know. I'll look for the timestamp.
They want
I don't
the smoke.
recall seeing, but I'll check real quick.
Right. Okay. Run it back just a few seconds. I think it is around the 5-something mark. I think you're right. That sounds familiar. Okay, we're gonna start from right there. Okay.
Hey,
Bring
Deacon
it
hitting
out.
us with the okie doke
They
today. man.
want
You see
the
this?
smoke.
You
Hey,
wanted
they-
it.
You know
want
what?
the smoke.
Benjamin food slaps. I do love Benji. I did get to eat Benji out in Baltimore. Pretty good spot. I had my oxtails, rice and peas,
Kingfish.
and the cabbage and whatnot. That thing was delicious. And I did. Yes, Benji got some good food. I've always said that. That's probably one of my favorite. Levi, one of my favorite. You know, to be honest, I like Issachar food.
Roy.
It's not really my first choice when I think of Northern Kingdom food, but that's just because I grew up with the Caribbean style Northern, Ephraim Simeon type food, right? Or even like South American food, because like in New York and ex-girlfriends that were like from South America and stuff, like I was exposed to that type of cuisine.
You like the spices.
Because of them.
Yeah.
No, it's not even. Issachar is spicy.
No.
Most of the other tribes don't do spice like that. Like,
Really?
it's not really worked into the dish unless the dish is specific to that. Not like Issachar where it's pretty much in
Standard.
all the dishes. Like, it's
Yeah,
pretty much
spice.
standard in all the dishes.
Even the candy.
That's not the case in the rest of Northern Kingdom's cuisine. It will have different types of hot sauce. We might have certain dishes that have it, but the prevalence of it in Issachar food, how it's like always some peppery stuff and all
It
of
has
it.
to
Yeah.
have salsa.
Right.
It has
Got-
to be
got to.
chili.
That's
Even-
not like that.
Even the candy.
So going back to my original thing, this whole thing started, and I'm not gonna go into because y'all have failed.
The
miserably,
minutia.
right? I'm gonna show you the receipts.
Damn.
Y'all want the
All
smoke?
right.
I mean, here you go.
And we can keep moving. And listen, and I'm from New York City, so I've eaten like
New
I've been
York
to some good
City?
soul food. I said there used to be the one by my college, and we would go like at least twice a month
Right.
and hit it up. You know what I'm saying? So I know, right?
He said,
And-
I'm from New York, so that could be a greeting, that could be a warning.
Right, because don't think that I haven't been exposed.
It was a disclaimer.
Some of y'all think all Northern Kingdom is Mexican, so you can't tell me that you know about all
Damn.
tribes' food.
And you're an Israelite.
Right. Listen.
Damn.
Stop it. Your culinary acumen is not on my level.
He said acumen. You gotta
Right?
spell acumen.
Your culinary acumen is not on my level. So, go back to the comment first. Post a comment.
Yes.
I lost sheep. I said it last week.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it with the right.
I said it last week. I'll say it this week. Anything barbecue, anything cooked with fire. Judah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
You gotta hit it
With the little oomph.
with the oomph.
Okay.
How many Judah agree with that? Oh, there's Mickey L. Come on, brother, stop being salty. he bashing Benjamin food.
Nah, don't do it to the
Damn,
oxtail.
please don't do it, bro.
He bashing. He said be burnt jerk tail of an ox curry dishes. He said best food you can't be. Yo, he been like.
He's a scoffer.
No, with the food.
With the food.
Yeah, with the food.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
With the food.
Mickey L be following
With
the
the
show and
food.
stuff. But with the food, bro, he been salty as hell. He been just like the food. Just like the Judah food.
Damn.
Some of the bad Judah food, you know that thing is not good for you, bro.
That's
It
facts.
give you high blood pressure.
It's a sister that said that in the comments. She said eating.
Well, I told you, Shamara hit me up, like, I think after the second show where we spoke about it, Mama Shamara, and she admitted it. She said, yo, the food is jacked up, but I'm going to give y'all some. So, remember, I let y'all repeat chicken a few times, but she was like, yo, I got chicken 5 different ways. 5 ways?
Let's go.
I said, I don't know.
You gotta make it straight.
But look. I'm just gonna give the thing. So let me just recap. It started because I'm tired of seeing Judah asking for smoke, based off of y'all whose culinary acumen is not there. Okay,
I like that word acumen.
You have not been exposed to enough of the tribe's food to make a call like that.
This is true.
Damn, you ain't got the experience.
And then someone try to say Judah the best cooks.
You ain't got the answer, Sway. That's what he's saying.
I'm Ephraim. All right,
Judah
I'm
cooked
Ephraim.
the Passover lamb in 2019.
Well, let me not say Issachar's the best cooks. I'm gonna say they're the most versatile. I did say that last time, because Issachar's in all your kitchens and all your favorite restaurants, no matter what type of food it is.
Right.
That's true.
It could be Italian food.
Moab.
They back there, right? Moab, they back there cooking it up, right?
Right.
So they're the most versatile. Judah's, it's not all Judah. Like, to make a broad statement, so Judah's some good cooks. I'm gonna say Jacob is good cooks.
Right.
In
There
general.
you go.
All right.
There you go. Let's come together.
I'm gonna say Jacob is good.
together.
Well, I want to try to bring some togetherness, because when I bring the receipts, I'm closing the books.
See, you causing division amongst us.
When I bring the receipts, I'm closing. Jacob is the best cooks. All right, in general, right? We was the one that was always cooking stuff up, and when we was in captivity and all that stuff like that, right?
That's true.
You know, they talk about Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that now, and don't get me wrong, they cook. Them dudes is world-class chefs and all that. But they got a lot of that stuff from us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of flipped, you know?
It started in Genesis.
Culture vulture.
We Jacob, Israel are the best cooks.
That's
Bring
right?
it out.
But Judah started it. I'm going to finish it.
Damn.
And my suggestion to you is just enjoy the fact that so many tribes has so much differences. And if you haven't, make it your business and try some of the other tribes' food.
Yes.
All
What
right?
he's really saying is
you'll be very impressed. You'll be very impressed. All right. You'll be very impressed. No, the reality is, even if one of our tribe's food is not your preference, I'm pretty sure there's at least one dish or something that you like from every tribe.
That's right. Ephraim has some bistec I have from the restaurant right here. That bistec is fire.
Okay.
Right. And it's different. Like, we don't do it like American style steak.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Very
Or like
thin.
Judah said. Different, right? We do it different ways, okay? So, let me tell you. This brother said anything barbecue, anything good fried. Judah, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to burst your bubble now.
damn.
I'm going to burst your bubble now.
Night.
Prove all things.
And I also want the article. I think I posted an article, too.
Oh man,
That
he's
spoke
bringing out
about it,
scientific.
all right? But people like to see the video. So there's a documentary, okay?
Hey,
Oh,
real
Bishop
quick,
Yahusab.
yep,
Hey,
Bishop
shalom,
Yahusab.
Bishop Yahusab. We just messing around. We taking it light right now. We going into the food debate. All right. welcome to the show, Bishop Yahusab. We didn't get into the spiritual meat and potatoes, but we talk about meat and potatoes right now.
Literally.
We having a little fun, all right? So, oh man, Manessa got some. Not in Cuba. I've said this before. In Cuba, because of the way things are over there, food not good. Because they don't have access to a lot of the different stuff,
The
right?
economy.
Yeah.
But man, Manessa dishes are.
They're good. Yes.
I love some Manessa food, bro. Manessa got some.
empanadas.
Ropa Vieja is like my absolute favorite Manessa dish. And then picadillo. That's the other one I really like too. But Manessa and I'm sorry, nobody does the white rice and black beans like Manessa. Nobody. Nobody.
That's a staple.
Nobody is amazing. It's amazing. It's delicious. All right. So barbecue is Judah, according to Judah. Roll that beautiful meat footage.
Damn.
Raise it up.
Okay, already.
This is the
What's
finished
happening?
product?
Oh my god. What's happening right now?
Can you hear like the music in the background?
That, by the way, that's
Muy
old
poca
sound.
gente sabe que la barbacoa, la palabra barbacoa es una palabra de origen taíno. la inventaron nuestros indios y la heredamos de nuestros indios. Eran una
Stop.
especie
Run it back a little bit because they thought it was going to be in English. No, for authenticity, it's in Spanish. Y'all need to read these subtitles. You need to raise that volume up.
That's cast iron, ain't it?
He said, "Blessed is he that readeth."
Bro,
that's
that's a pot. That's an oil that's been passed down.
It looked like it.
You know what I'm saying? That thing is well seasoned.
It looked like it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Damn.
All right. Oh no. Sis, read. They got the translation at the bottom. Read.
Hey, I'm gonna take the disclaimer down for them so they can see it.
What you said?
I'm gonna take the disclaimer down so they can see it.
Okay. Take the disclaimer down. I don't think they're gonna knock us off for this. It's not like a Warner Brothers flick or something.
Right.
All right, they good.
And this is educational. We're gonna take the disclaimer off so you can read the subtitles, right? We got you, Alvin. We got you, brothers and sisters. We got you. Cause I said I was bringing receipts.
Blessed is he that readeth.
And we closing the book after
Prove
this.
all
right?
things.
We closing the book after this. All right. And if you don't know, San Juan is in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And that's the tribe of Ephraim.
That would be Ephraim.
Which would be my tribe.
Damn.
And you know, I gotta say,
Here you go.
in New York City, I was not that heavy into grilling. Like, I would grill a little something here and there. Right?
You ain't got no space to do it.
Came out here, I started grilling more.
Yeah.
I had never watched a video on how to cook a brisket. I did it on myself.
Oh, you learned out here.
The spirit of the ancestors.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He got the head shaking.
Jesus. The spirit of the ancestors came down.
The heart of the fathers.
Oh, snap.
And says, son of Ephraim,
Get thee up.
rise thee up. Bring back the traditions of your forefathers.
He said,
and show them how we make brisket.
Your briskets be fire. I ain't gonna front.
They really do though.
Bro,
The brisket
look,
is
look.
slapping.
I don't like to be arrogant, but I'm confident when I'm confident. Officer Elkanan from the mighty tribe of Judah,
Judah.
for his wedding,
Roy.
Yep.
came up to me in all humility and meekness.
And what'd he say?
Would you make brisket for my wedding?
Damn. That's what he want on the menu.
The mighty Judite,
Roy.
asked the rhino,
Damn.
the tribe of Ephraim,
He humbled himself. Damn.
yes.
to feature brisket for his wedding.
Damn. Claude, have mercy.
This prophecy being fulfilled.
Man, look at that.
Them two sticks.
Can't wait for that thing.
Oh, snap. This is hilarious.
Oh, man. Let's go.
Muy poca gente sabe
Few people know that barbecue.
que la
Stopping you,
barbacoa,
or are you going to show this thing at the bottom? Just let them see it. There you go. Go ahead.
la palabra barbacoa es una palabra de origen taíno.
The word
La
barbecue is a word.
inventaron
Taíno.
nuestros indios y la heredamos de nuestros indios. Eran una especie de
Stop. It is a Taíno word,
Right.
which actually were the Arawaks, okay? Taínos were Columbus and them called us, all right?
Come back a little.
Arawak, okay? It's a Taíno word, all right? Okay.
de
For
rejillado de
barbecue, it means barbacoa, all right? And not the Mexican dish of the meat in that style.
Because that show what I was thinking about.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's where barbecue comes from. That's the origin of the word, all right?
and y'all ain't gotta read it. They can see it.
Okay.
Okay,
all
all
right.
All right, come back, come back,
Right.
come back. So we can.
See, I knew Michael will not. His conscience is seared with a hot iron.
Damn.
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 Oh, I got facts on the screen. Go ahead, come on.
poca gente sabe que la barbacoa, la palabra barbacoa es una palabra de origen taíno. La inventaron nuestros indios y la heredamos de nuestros indios. Eran una especie de rejillado de madera que colocaban encima de las hogueras que ellos hacían para cocinar su comida. Y en esa plataforma alta, ahí ponían los pescados, las jutillas y otros tipos de alimentos que ellos comían, ¿verdad? Regularmente.
Stop. On the regular.
Yes.
It wasn't
On
like
the regular.
what y'all do
Right.
sometimes and stuff, right? It was on the regular. And he said wood. We were the ones that put that wood smoke flavor.
Damn.
in the
Yes, he
food.
said
That
they.
plank.
They
Them
said.
planks.
He said
Okay.
they put the wood,
Uh-huh.
and then they put under the wood was a fire, and then they put the meat on top of the wood.
Right. Go ahead.
Because of the wood, it gave the flavor.
Y los asaban. la barbacoa como tal, como instrumento, como herramienta, como equipo de cocina, pasó a ser parte de todas las culturas.
Stop. So it became part of all cultures. It's a Northern Kingdom thing. It is very specifically a Taino or Ephraimite thing.
Right.
All right. And then the other tribes put their flair on it. I'll give y'all that.
Okay.
Argentina do it their way, right? Asher, Colombians do it their way, Central Americans, right? But it's the same concept, okay? And they do it but the origins of barbecue, they do not belong to Judah. They belong to Northern Kingdom. Man. And all cultures try to adopt it and do their own thing with it. All right?
Now we used
but the official, right? We actually showed remember Judah came back over, right? And they murdered a bunch of us over here in captivity. Then they started bringing Judah over en masse.
Right.
When we was rebelling in the mountains, we showed them how to cover it. We would do it in the ground.
Yes.
And then we covered it with leaves so the smoke wouldn't show, so that the enemy wouldn't find us.
Right.
So we showed the escaped slaves and the rest of it, like how to still. So we was barbecuing even as we were rebelling against our oppressors. And we showed y'all how to conceal the smoke.
That's
all right?
wild.
Go ahead, come on.
Lo utilizaban los piratas y los bucaneros asando sus comidas, ya no solamente el pescado, carne de cerdo, carne de res, que ellos utilizaban con diferentes variantes el nombre, pero llegó a ser tan conocido en el mundo la palabra barbacoa que lo utilizaban los indios de Sudamérica.
So stop. You're welcome, world.
Damn.
Yes, he said even
He said we gave barbecue to the world. You're welcome, world.
He said even to the natives of South America. So South America wasn't doing it.
As a representative for the delegation of the tribe of Ephraim,
Bring it out.
I bid you welcome to introducing y'all to barbecue.
Now, before we just
Case
go all the
closed.
way, hold on, before we put the stamp on it, I have a question. I got 2 Chronicles chapter 35.
Did
verse
Mikael
13.
give you that scripture?
No. It says, and they roasted the Passover with fire according to the ordinance. So my question is that barbecue right there? Were they barbecuing the lamb right there?
No, they just said they roasted it with fire.
So it's not. So what's the difference?
And where you think that came from? That was a spiritual gift from the tribe of Ephraim all the way down.
Dang. Y'all see how he did it?
Thank you.
So you got it.
Not only do we have documentary proof, you really are Malek.
Hey,
He brought out the biblical proof.
I'm just saying. Let me know something.
Thank you, brother.
Educate me.
Thank
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for bringing out the biblical proof.
Damn.
So the fact is, Ephraim originated barbecue.
Yes.
Judah just improved upon it.
No.
No brisket for you on Sunday.
Man, no, I'm just playing. Don't do it.
No, you did it to yourself,
That's
bro.
it. You did it to yourself,
Damn, bro.
You did it to yourself.
You're getting
You got in your feels, bro. You should have stayed with the reels.
You're getting chicken wings
I
for
had
the
to rip,
wedding.
man.
Nope,
I had
you're
to
getting
rip.
chicken wings for the wedding, bro.
Boneless.
Judah taking too many shots right now.
You're getting chicken wings for the
No brisket for you.
Damn.
Yep.
Hey, tell them you like my mac and cheese too.
I did him. Deacon's macaroni and cheese. I tell y'all, it is
Smoked
fire.
smoked mac and cheese.
Bruh. Yeah.
That is Judah. That is. I'm not gonna take credit for that. I just improved the.
Damn.
I see what he did. Oh no, she'll make a cold mac and cheese though.
Oh, Chanel.
But I think he's gonna say a few more and we're gonna stop. The whole little 13-minute documentary is fire if you wanna get into the whole history of barbecue. But this was the point of it. Go ahead, come on.
Utilizaban en Europa, lo utilizaban en otros lugares y hasta pasó al idioma inglés, que es una de las palabras taínas que tenemos junto a otras, huracán, canoa, que ha pasado al idioma inglés también
You heard that?
y a otros
Hurricane,
idiomas de
canoe, those are Taino words, right? Right.
Huracán,
Go ahead,
canoa.
come on. Go ahead, play it.
Europa también.
I think that was it on that. No, that's
Confusing Gad with
They're good. Confusion of faces.
You must be into good. They look like they eat a lot of barbecue too. Anyway, stop.
Barely.
This guy, bro. Is that good? See? Damn.
Yep. All right. Do I even need to bring more receipts?
No, we're gonna.
I mean, for its and giggles.
I just want barbecue.
Nah,
this
listen.
Sunday.
But your brisket, the brisket for you is done on Sunday.
Pray for me, y'all, that the Lord open up some doors of utterance for me.
Some grace and mercy.
They say you took one for the team, bro.
Damn, just hold the L, bro. Just hold it.
Oh man,
just hold it.
Damn. Anyway. Hey, real quick, I'm sorry. The word hurricane comes from the Taino Native American word hurricane, meaning evil spirit of the wind. Damn. Bro.
Damn.
See, we knew spiritually there was a spirit in the wind.
Damn.
Right. So,
which is a terror.
Yeah.
You should go ahead and bring the rest of the receipts out. You know that Israel is hard headed, and we have to repeat things over and over again.
I'm gonna save it.
Damn. Because you just know somebody go resurrect it, huh?
Nah, I'm gonna save it because somebody gonna try to, and I gotta bring it back. We need to download that so Judah don't try to get it kicked off the internet.
Oh damn!
Malicious
content, malicious
fake
content,
news,
yeah.
misinformation. They're gonna tag it.
They in the comments right now.
Right.
Let's band together.
Right. No, but real talk, and like I said it prior to the video. Jacob is the best cooks. We got the best cuisine when you put it all around. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
And you know, even things that Esau called their food today, they weren't doing it like we did. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
They got the Goulash Chronicles.
Damn, someone said they already on it. Fake news. Damn. Snap. They weren't ready. No, they were not ready. They were not ready. I told you, your culinary acumen is not on my level.
Damn.
Not on my level. All right. Hey, so we got some marriage moments.
Bring it out.
We're going to go over a couple things on the marriage moments, and then we're going to go into this article, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, then we're going to go into this article on the... Right, Judah is vexing Ephraim on the barbecue.
Yes.
Judah is vexing Ephraim on the barbecue. Let's just go right into marriage moments. Come on.
Sis, can I share?
They're playing the music, you're playing the video. Let's go what's happening right now. Oh, it's the switcher. It's not on the screen yet. Oh, is that my cue? That I can go now? My gosh, the thing has been chopped up
and screwed.
You know, like when you DJ, you have the fader.
Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. They like,
yeah, that hard stop. Yeah.
They taking that
scratch. All right, your turn, go.
They taking it over there. All right. Of course, we're going to feature Abuela again. All right? We're going to feature Abuela again. It's loading. No,
are you ready?
Not Tate yet. We want to do Tate after.
Hey, that video was fire.
Right? Yeah. Strong, right? Short, strong.
Right.
Right. Come on.
Sis, can I share something with you? Every time that you're disrespectful towards your husband...
Sorry, before we even go there. She got a wife school now.
What?
Oh, damn.
You see the thing on the bottom? Wife school.
Make that full screen.
Damn.
That's wild.
Wife school?
She doing a wife school, bro.
That's crazy.
I guarantee you the trap bunking, too.
We need a wife school.
I thought that was Titus, too.
You know, I've seen someone say recently, these sisters, they don't know how to be a wife because they've never seen it.
That is what it really is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and listen, you know, and I'm sure the sisters will appreciate this. Most of us don't know how to be husbands because we've never seen it.
That's true.
This is facts.
All the way.
But does that take away our responsibility to the Lord and what he says we should do and what we should be?
Nope. Set thy face.
And we know now.
Right.
Yep. We know now. So we got to roll with it, right? She got a wife school, right? She got a wife school.
Wife school P31. Proverbs31.com.
Damn.
Let's check it out.
Come on.
In tone and attitude, facial expression.
I'm going to try to not talk so we can hear it all the way through, and then I'll chop it up. Because I be chopping up from the get. I just got to be quiet. Is it light me up? But let's play it. And then we're going to go.
Sis, can I share something with you? Every time that you're disrespectful towards your husband in tone and attitude, facial expressions, arguing with him, going back and forth with him, it's another cut in the wound of his heart. And over time, he's received so many cuts from the way you've spoken to him, the way you have been submitted to him, and that he's cut all over and he's bleeding. And he's bleeding so much that he's bled out of the love that he once had for you. And so though you're trying to figure out why he doesn't want to be around me, why he doesn't really, he's not into the marriage, because he's bled out all the love through the cuts that he's received by disrespect. You must start to cauterize those wounds by respecting your husband in every way. Remember that today and carry on.
Okay.
That was a lot.
You know, they say in the radio you don't want dead air, but I got to pause for a second.
It's provocative.
Whew. She said a ton.
A lot.
She said a ton in a 1 minute and 1 second clip. She maximized the hell out of that minute.
For real, though. She did.
She maximized the hell out of that minute.
Yeah.
Damn. Right. Now, play from the beginning. I wanted to stop it at a few points. I saw you turn the pages. You got some scripts ready?
You know, I got it.
Oh.
A little razzle down.
Ready.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Right? That is a whole class right there. Go ahead. Come on. But I want to always be teaching marriage class. That's why I said I'm going to incorporate marriage moments into the show. And that's kind of been like my thing.
Right.
That's kind of been like my thing. So with Digga Malachi, he was like, because we were talking about like the teaching kind of leveling up as leadership.
Right.
And that doesn't just mean prophecy, right? I mean, because you can prophecy all day, right? But where's the other stuff, right? It's a recipe. Right, just like when you season that barbacoa, right?
There you go.
You're not just doing all salt, right?
There you go.
You need a certain amount of salt, you need a certain amount of pepper,
spices,
certain amount of garlic. You know what I'm saying?
A little rosemary.
A little however you're gonna throw it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you kind of do on it, right? It's the same thing. And he was saying how like the stuff that I was going over with the proving and the marriage stuff has just been like people stay talking about it. And all praises. That was the spirit. I was talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Y'all was like, yo, when you gonna do it? When you gonna do it? I said, when the spirit's right. Yeah.
We were hungry.
Yo, for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
And then I remember I told y'all, I said, yo, I think it's time.
Yeah.
I said, I think it's gonna
and
come
they
out.
went like 5 shows straight.
I said, well, it started with the Sabbath class because I said everybody needs to see it. Right?
Yes.
Right, proven with a godlike mentality.
Yes.
And then there was still so much feedback after that. So I'm gonna keep rolling with it. Right. So the levels, you see leadership bringing out these topics. And while some of them might seem like it's basic in the sense that it's foundational for our repentance. Right. But it's not so basic in the way that all of us as leaders are breaking it down on how to apply it.
Right.
And I think that's what every topic that's been coming out now, right? The Spirit's moving on another level where we can more clearly articulate the application aspect of it, right? So the Spirit's moving in that way for that stuff to come out. So this is like a level up when she brings this thing out, right? But go ahead, come on.
Sis, can I share something with you? Every time that you're disrespectful towards your husband in tone and attitude, facial expressions, arguing with him,
She said tone, attitude, facial expression.
That's the big one.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one, man. I don't know what it is about these women, man. First of all, they can never play poker in their life because their facial expressions. Ain't no damn. No sister in the world got poker face, bro. They fold under questioning, bro.
You know what gives me?
What's that?
It's tone.
Yeah.
The tone.
Body language.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know, Jake's sisters got the hella body language when they talking.
Yeah.
But the tone. But now the non-verbals. Bro, them things be making me want to fight sometimes, bro.
Right.
Yo, like it's a straight war face, like
right.
Like if you a dude, I'm like,
right,
like, yo.
right.
Like the fist balling up,
right.
like, and not that I mean like I want to, I've never had that thing to be a striker, especially to like that's one thing. Even without the truth, I was not raised that way. You know, you don't lay hands on a woman. You know, if you're trying to stab me. I'm gonna protect myself.
Right.
You know what I'm
I have to
saying?
defend.
If you're trying to stab me, I'm gonna protect. That's all I'm gonna say. All right? Don't think, because some sisters out there thinking like, oh, a man not gonna hit a woman, so I'm just gonna stab him up. I'm going to preserve my life.
Right.
Right.
Officer
Right.
Renee, what'd you say? Don't test testosterone.
Don't testosterone.
Right.
Don't test. Yo, and I don't care how big of a sister you are. Men is built different.
That part right there.
I've known some skinny, scrawny brothers. I don't know what it is, bro. They'll get some strength in them, bro. You know what I'm
That
saying?
adrenaline.
Like, men is different. You know what I'm saying? Like as a woman, you should not be so willing to be so confrontational with a man. You know, don't. I mean, listen, men in the truth, it is not godly to strike a woman or anything like that, right?
Right.
But sisters should not take that for granted in your posture and approach. That's not how the Lord created you. That's not femininity. That's that thing that was created in the lab. You know
That
what
part.
I'm saying? That's that clone Tyrone shit.
That part.
Of my language. But that's what it is, right? You should not be that way, all right? Edom taught you to be that way primarily, but them Edomite women are not like that, especially not with our men, with the men of the tribes. That's why, and not that it's right, it's nasty as hell that, you know, our brothers would marry pigskins, like pigskins.
Yeah.
But they do it because these white women ain't doing that to them.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's right, but you got to understand where that comes from. You know? So you should not. You got to understand there's a nature and a force that the way the Most High made this thing, and it's unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that it's not comely. It is unnatural. Men are meant to be that way. That's why we have more testosterone. Even the way the Most High constructed us. Without lifting a weight, we'll have more muscle mass.
Right.
Without doing anything to diet-wise or whatever, we have more of that. Women have testosterone, but it's in much more moderate levels. Just like men have estrogen, but it's in much more lower levels, right? But the Most High knew what he was doing when he made that. So you cannot be. It's a man sees war, and you're telling him to go against every instinct and how the Lord constructed him to put that in check. And then we're wrong when we get aggressive. I'm not talking about physical, because I want nobody to try to chop this up and see, look,
Right.
IUIC talking about beating on women or whatever.
Right.
But you have to understand how the man is made and what he's made for, one of the things that he's made for. And you really need to embrace more what you're made for in order to understand that. All right. So she says the faces. Right? Can we get the one about the countenance doth reveal? Right?
I got not that one, but I got one. Give me Sirach 13:25. It goes into the countenance. Sirach 13:25 goes into the countenance of just reading.
The book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 25. The heart of man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil.
Come on.
And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
Your facial expression shows whether it's good or evil.
Where you at? Where you at just now?
Sirach 13.
Oh, that was the one I wanted. Yeah, that was the one I wanted, right? So listen, he's telling you that what's inside of you shows in your face.
Right.
Because you'll get the screw face. You'll get the war face from your wife. And then she want to tell you with every bone in her with a straight face, nah, that's the way you construe
Right.
it.
You going to tell me I didn't see what I just saw.
You going to tell me I didn't see what I just saw?
Right.
The things that the way the Most High made me to trigger in me, to be the man, to be able to move to action, because that's when another man rolls that way that I'm supposed to get up and be ready to fight.
Right.
You telling me that what I just felt in the way the Lord that I didn't even got to think about is because I got a character flaw?
Right.
That's not what the scripture just said about the countenance. Read it again.
That's heavy. The book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 25. The heart of man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil. And a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
Right, so he's letting you know that it's not just to show you good. Whether it's good or evil inside of you, whether, I want to use perverse, because I'm going to talk about the tongue later, and the scripture uses the word perverse, and we're going to get the definition of perverse, all right? All right, he says whether it's good or evil, whether it's good or perverse, your face is going to show it. Now, men in particular have learned because, again, just because of how we're made and, you know, you conceal certain things because in battle you don't want to give anything away.
Right. Yeah.
So innately we've learned to some extent how to conceal it, and some are better than others at that, right?
One more.
Women think they're like the best liars. And the ones that hone their lying skill can do pretty good. But there's always a tell. There's always a tell.
One way.
And I'm not saying men don't have a tell, but men in general are better as far as the countenance. Women, it's not. So the reason women get successful at lying is because sometimes as men, depending on who this woman is in your life is, you want to be lied to rather than know the truth.
Right. Yeah.
I'll say that again. The reason a woman may get away with lying is because as a man, even everything inside of you that triggers you to recognize that, depending on who that woman is for you in your life.
Right.
Right? And that means it could be the wife, the woman you love, the mom, the daughter, the sister, whatever it is. It means you choose to ignore.
Right.
And you convince yourself of other things, even though you saw things that were indicative of a lie.
So how do you manage the response that you have? Because you identify it, but then you also have the wink at ignorance.
I think, well, that's just it. And I'm glad you said that, the wink at ignorance, because the scripture tells you about winking at ignorance. I think you get to a point where, if you're lying to me about the face you just gave me, I'm not going to fight that battle that you're not going to accept anyway and try to persuade you of what I know I saw. I know what I saw. I'm going to leave it alone, right? But if it's relevant to something with us and that it can affect our relationship, then we're going to dig into that and get to the truth of the matter.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to know when and when not. I think that's something that in general you learn with Israel. That's why it talks about winking at ignorance. Can we get that scripture? Because maybe not everybody knows that.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then I want to get a few more on the countenance, because the face part we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the words and the tone, but the face part, right?
The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 28 and verse 7. Remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorance.
Right. So it's letting you know, right? You got to consider, like, is in the end, is this going to be profitable?
Right.
Right. They're the weaker vessel, right? And this is my advice on it. Some people might want to be nitpicky on that stuff. And, I think I gave a good example of when you would wink at it versus carrying it on. Because at the end of the day, at least me as a man, and again, there's always outliers, right? I mean, you're talking about a scale, right? And there's an extreme on each end.
And that's the balance.
And then there's the in-between. I want peace. And I'll take peace at all costs, because I know what the Lord has called me for. I know the burden of responsibility that I have. And I've always known this, not even as a deacon, but in every level where I've had responsibilities. And I will not jeopardize the mission off of smaller things that are in between, because I'm called for bigger things. And it's not to say that the marriage and the relationship is not important, but they're just parts of a whole.
Right.
And I need to be able to function despite that, right? So sometimes you'll drive a car and the AC ain't working, but you can still drive that car to get to work and do what you got to do, right? Or maybe the steering wheel tilts to the left a little bit, right? But the rest of the car is functioning, right? And on, right? Maybe you got to hit the brakes a little harder, and you need new brake pads, but you can't get to it right now.
Right.
But the thing is, you cannot stop the vehicle from moving. Right? That's the analogy I'm going to give you. And I think as men, in general, I had taken a jurisprudence and ethics class, being in allied health. You take it because you're dealing with patients' health and stuff. And one of the things they brought out from the psychological and sociological perspective was this. Men tend to do the right thing from a sense of duty.
Right.
Women do things based on emotion. You'll see that anywhere and anything. And I'm not saying women cannot be logical, but it's very less likely so. Men have a sense of duty. It's innate in us, right? The Most High tells us he formed us to be soldiers. He foreknew us when he formed us in the womb.
Right.
It's just not been activated in us. Like, as a people, you look at us and you say, no, you don't. You guys don't have a sense of duty. You don't have anything. Well, that's because the Negro was created in the lab and proliferated on our people in captivity, right? But once you have the fuel of the scriptures, that Holy Spirit of what's supposed to drive you, it fits, right? It's kind of like the pieces of a puzzle. or even going back to the hormones, right? We have receptors in our body for every type of hormone that we have in our body.
Right.
And some hormones don't fit in that receptor. Esau can play with things. This is where you get steroids that are not testosterone, that are other types of steroids that people take, and they tailor them to fit into certain receptors in the body, right? Or they'll put something in there, like for cancers, like for certain thing with women's breast cancers, that binds more strongly to that receptor than the thing that's causing the cancer, right? It's the same way in the spirit, right? And the Holy Spirit binds to the way the Most High built us inside, in the spirit, right? And it should bind more strongly than anything else that's in there. So that's why when it gets there, there's this awakening that we happen. And it's easy for us to have that sense of duty, although sometimes it's misguided, right? So running it all the way back, men move from a sense of duty. And I can just tell you, for me and for any man that's struggling with those type of things, it's not to say that we don't hurt.
Right.
It's not to say that things don't affect us. But again, and I'll give you another example. You'll see in countless movies, though they might not address it, where you'll say, man, how does this guy fight against all odds? It seems almost impossible. I know it's movies. There's always exaggeration in that. But some of them are based on true stories. There's a will in us. There's a duty in us to tolerate certain things, so that we can keep moving forward in the sense of duty that we're called for. And that goes, and what she's saying in this video kind of goes with the other one where I showed, where you'll get the version of him that he needs to survive. That falls back to the same thing. That falls back to the same thing, you know? And as we build ourselves as men, that's what kind of moves you forward. That's why, get me the scripture where it says, well, what can anything separate you from the love of Christ?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of going into that. I'm going to bring it out the way the scriptures say it so you can see
Keeps
what
us
I'm
on
saying.
edge.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution?
Right, so tribulation's talking about, like, death, right? Like, upon death, right? Because at that time they were being killed, right? But then he talks about distress. Distress is not tribulation, right? I know a lot of times we use a word. Tribulation's strong. Distress is different.
It's like stress.
Distress is like stress, right? You're dealing with things, right? It could be the marriage, it could be the job, it could be other things, right? But he says, are these things going to be excuses, right? This is where that discipline that we talk about, right? It's not to say that factors don't affect the decisions you make, right? But nothing should pull you away from that love of Christ, right? Read it from the top again.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
Right, but my point in general in that is, he's talking to the men there. And he's telling you none of those things, which are much more severe than anything that we deal with now, should, because the love of Christ is to do his will. Right? Because he came to do the will of his Father. You read that in John 5:30. I can of my own self do nothing, but I do the will of my Father, right? And we gonna do the will of Christ, which is the will of the Father. So going back to what I said, that scripture embodies us as men should not let those things be the excuses. I'm not saying that you don't stumble, you don't fall down, but you get up, right? And that's one of the ways that I know I've been able to apply. I wasn't always this firm in those things. I always had a measure of it. But as I've grown in the scriptures, as I've grown in application, as I've grown in responsibility, the weight of what we're called to do, each and every one of us, from a member that's an MOV to a soldier, to ranks up to deacons and even bishop, there's an innateness in us, and you just understand it more as you've moved up in the spirit. We have to keep moving forward.
Right. Press toward the mark.
Right. That's when he says, I press toward the mark, right? That's what he says, that one thing I've apprehended.
Right.
Even though there's so much that there's always going to be trials, distress, different things that come along. One thing I've apprehended. That which is behind, I put behind, and I press toward the mark for that high calling. But let's read that real quick, because he calls it that high calling, right?
The book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Right, and that has levels to forgetting the things that are behind. Paul's talking about the way he lived his life, right? Yep. How he persecuted us unto death and things like that, right? He's talking about how wrong he was, and he couldn't see it in those things. But if he felt sorrow and anguish for those things.
Right.
But if he stayed in that state,
It'd be useless.
he would not be able to do the high calling that Christ called him for.
Right.
That the Most High in Christ called him for. And he understood that. But if you want to apply that in a smaller sense today in the things that we deal with, this is how I can say that it doesn't mean that those things don't affect you. Right? He also talks about the things, the thorn in his side. I mean, he was talking about that specific sin. But that goes for anything. It doesn't mean we don't hurt. It doesn't mean we don't care. It doesn't mean those things don't affect us. Clearly, as we go back to this video in a little bit, we're going to show that it does.
Right.
But we're built to press toward the mark. We're built to press to that high call. Let him finish that verse. Don't lose your thought. Don't lose your thought. Go ahead. Read it from the top again.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus.
Right, and that should be our driving force for all of us. And this is why, though those things, those distress may come, I gotta keep moving forward. And if that means keep peace in the house or amongst brethren or whatever it is, and don't mean you don't get to the root of the issue and fix it.
Right.
But if there's a way to just keep pressing forward, I'm gonna take every inch however I can get it.
Right.
However I can get it.
That's heavy.
And the gravity. And you might think you might have a small office. You should not, right? Because if you're faithful in little, how are you going to be faithful in much? One day you may have a grander office.
Right.
My prayers every day, I don't just pray for wisdom in the scriptures. I pray for wisdom in my offices and all the things I deal with, the multitude of things that I'm responsible for as a leader in Israel, and that I give right judgment, that I make wise decisions in the things that I have been entrusted. That's part of being a faithful steward. Over God's heritage. And so those are the things that all of us can kind of use to drive you. Purpose should be stronger than the feelings or anything else. Not always. And you feel them, but you got to know how to take them with you and move forward.
Press toward the mark.
Press toward that mark. What were you going to say?
I was going to say about, the Bible speaks about Enoch, and it doesn't say a lot about him, but it says things do affect us. He had to be taken up. Christ had to be taken up at a specific time, so it does affect us, and the controller's right there. He did have to. The Most High had to take him out because it was going to affect him to a point. So things do affect us.
Yeah.
It's heavy. Can I bring something out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Get Sirach real quick, 26 and verse 4, because we were talking about the countenance earlier, and that's one of the things that really it reveals what's really going on internally, right? Yes. Go ahead and read.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 4. Whether a man be rich or poor.
Right. So whether you be rich or poor, and this is spiritual. You have spiritual riches where you might be in a good estate, but also poor in the spirit. You might be at a low estate. Read.
If he have a good heart toward the Lord.
If you have a good heart toward the Lord, your mind is right toward God. Read.
He shall at all times.
When?
At all times.
Not when the husband's correcting you.
At all times.
Read.
Rejoice with a cheerful countenance.
No matter what the situation is and what you're experiencing, if your mind is right towards God, you're always going to have a cheerful countenance because you understand your purpose.
And the big thing is if your mind is right towards God.
Right. And can I get one more?
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes, real quick. 10 and 20. Because we were talking about the countenance, but it reveals what's going on inside. All of these men that you see, these are God's kings and priests back on this earth. And we got to be mindful. When a king sees anything as far as like what Deacon was talking about as an act of war, it's our job and God-given responsibility to conquer.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 20. Curse not the king. No, not in thy thought.
Not in what?
In thy thought.
The Bible says, curse not the king. No, not in thy thought. Read.
And curse not the rich in thy bedchamber.
Read.
For a bird of the air shall carry the voice.
What is that bird? The bird is the countenance, because your countenance is going to change, whether it be for good or for evil. So the king's going to be able to discern, okay, something's off with this one right here. My wife is not moving the way she needs to be according to the Bible. So I need to sit there and figure out, okay, how do I navigate the situation, like Deacon said, to continue to press toward the mark? And that's what really determines how open we can be with you and what level of because it says we're supposed to honor you as the weaker vessel, but if you're not receiving honor, there's still a certain way that we got to navigate the relationship.
Right.
We can't trim our ways to seek love.
Right.
And can I get one?
Sure.
Proverbs 15:1.
Read the
my
last
bad.
one real quick.
A bird of the air shall carry the voice.
Right.
And that which hath wings shall tell the matter.
So that birdie is the thoughts. Our thoughts are going to reveal what's going on internally, and it like Bishop has been talking a lot about those spiritual battles that we fight.
Yep.
And if you lose that battle that's going on internally, it's going to manifest outwardly.
Right.
And this is going into that.
Right.
You want to Proverbs?
Yeah, let me get Proverbs 15:1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Right, because you may be having a misunderstanding, or you may be getting corrected by your Lord or whatnot. But if you can apply these scriptures that's been coming out, use that chase conversation, hold that feeling and emotion inside of you when you want to lash out because you just heard something that you didn't want to hear. But if you can maintain yourself, because you can only change yourself. So if you can maintain yourself and you always give a soft answer, it's going to turn away wrath. We don't want to sit there and be arguing with you all the time. We just want to get to the end goal. So if you can stay in your place, we will stay in our place.
That's heavy.
One more.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let me back with what you said about hold your thought, right? About holding your thought, holding your peace. Sirach 37:16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise.
Come on.
And counsel before every action.
Verse 17.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart.
So before you start, you're going through the motions, your feelings, right? And then you start getting mad. You start getting pissed off. And then it says, counsel before every action. Make sure that what does the scriptures? Touch your fringes. Remember the commandments. And then it says, or else your countenance is going to change because of your mind.
Read that again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise, and counsel before every action.
Go ahead.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart.
Right. The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart. Here's the part where I'm going to tie the reason into that in the context of dealing with the wife and the relationship. The issue is not so much the face, right? Although you should discipline yourself.
Right.
Right? It's when you're trying to go against all reason. The scripture's telling you the face shows you happy, sad, angry, whatever it is.
Right.
And you're trying to say that's not it.
Right.
It doesn't go together.
Right.
And then you trying to make it seem like we're the ones that are off.
Right.
When it's clear that your face is off.
Right.
And you know what you felt. Sometimes they're not even words. It's just a face.
Right.
You know what you felt in that moment. So why are you denying it? Own it. Fix it
And move forward.
and move
That's
forward,
it.
right? Get Proverbs 15:13. We're gonna do a few more on showing you that the face shows the emotion behind it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 13. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance.
Right. So a merry heart's gonna make a cheerful countenance, right? You're gonna see the happiness, right? Come on.
But by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken.
Right. Meaning. You'll see when somebody's off. You'll see when they're right. Like how many times when you was bugging out and I was like, bro, how are you? And you're like, I got the devil on me. I'm like, I know. That's why I'm asking you, how are you?
Can't you read my countenance?
Right. I read your countenance, right?
You didn't get the birdie.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So letting you know that it shows in the face, you know? Yes, that can be disciplined to be controlled, right? And I said disciplined men tend to be better at not revealing those things in their face. That's why I say women, I mean, even when you look at I'm not saying women don't play poker, but you look at the poker circuit, it's mostly men.
Right.
That's because women's just too in the feelings.
Too many tails.
Right. It's just, too many tells, right? Get Proverbs 25:23.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 23. The north wind driveth away rain, so doth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue.
Right. So I've used this in the context of, if somebody's murmuring or coming to you, right? And you're like always wondering why you're receiving that, it's because you haven't given them your countenance has been receptive, right? So it's letting you know that in your facial expressions, like you don't even got to tell somebody you off.
Yep.
In your murmurings, in your backbiting.
Right.
It says you could do it with a face, right?
You can read the room.
Meaning a face, an emotion, your countenance can rouse up certain spirits and it can check certain spirits. So as a woman, she's talking about this here, right? I mean, you got to kind of own it. Let me get Job 15 and 12, and then we're going to go back to the video. Come on.
The book of Job, chapter 15, verse 12. Why doth thine heart carry thee away? And what do thy eyes wink at?
Right. So why does your emotion carry you away? Right. Why are you losing your discipline? It says, and what are your eyes? Meaning, that's when you'll see stuff in their eyes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Right. What emotion is carrying you away right now? You trying to act like you know what I'm saying?
Get out. Malfunction.
Come on, man. Last one. Ecclesiastes 8:1. Come on, read that.
That's funny. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed.
Right, meaning you see it. You see those things, right? This is going into like when somebody speaks with confidence and conviction about what they're bringing out. You see it. You're not just persuaded by the words that he's using or the tone that he's using. You see it. You see that belief. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. All right, let's run her back a little bit from the beginning. Before you play it, I want to read her heading. Wives, your disrespect to your husband is a cut to his heart that has bled out the love he had for you.
Fix it, Jesus.
And at the end, she gives hope. She says, look, you can cauterize those wounds. Meaning there's going to be some scar tissue. You can't pretend like things didn't happen and you're going to brush it under this rug. You want to act like it never happened and those type of things. That's going to be present. But how you move is going to determine how that thing goes. Right? Go ahead.
Sis, can I share something with you? Every time that you're disrespectful towards your husband in tone and attitude, facial expressions.
Stop. So she said tone, attitude, right? We're gonna talk about the tongue in a second, but I want to play it a little more. Come on.
Forth with him. It's another cut in the wound of his heart. And over time, he's received so many cuts from the way you've spoken to him, the way you have been submitted to him.
Stop.
And that.
So notice she said over time. Meaning in a proper Israelite marriage, we went over this with the husbandry of the spirit of the man to cultivate, to be there, to grow, and teach you to grow. There's correction.
Right.
It's pointed out. It's not like it's not. But what she's saying is that you're rebellious. And over time, those same things, it's not like it's something that you're not aware of, right? It'll continue to bleed into distance.
Right.
Between the couple, right? Between the couple. What?
Can I get a script?
Go ahead.
Let me get Ciroc. Let me get Ciroc 2523.
That was funny, bro.
I'm sorry, because what Deke just brought out, that part about it being something that happens over time.
Yes.
Watch this. Read that.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Someone said, when am I going to bless Clubhouse with my president? I actually spoke about this with leadership at men's conference. Clubhouse is crack.
Yeah.
I cannot be. I'm very. See, I have the health show coming. It's mostly going to be geared towards men, but some things do apply to women. And you have 3 pillars of health. Right, three things that are foundational that are in your control. Right, it's diet, it's sleep hygiene, okay, and it's exercise. Those 3 are 100% in your control. I'm very meticulous about my sleep hygiene, and I remember hearing my wife on Clubhouse made me want to jump in. Like she was just listening, and I was talking with all leadership, and they're like, "Yeah, it is addictive, right?" Because we were talking about it. I'm like, I've never been on it once because I'm afraid. Like crack, right? They say crack. If you hit it once, that's it, right? You hooked. So I'm
Chasing the
afraid
dragon.
I'm gonna be on there and I'm gonna be all tired. I'm not gonna be able to get anything else done in my life. Right. So I'm pretty disciplined with like my routine, unless I really have to, and that's really. And if I was to jump on Clubhouse, it's probably gonna be on Humo Biblico, the Spanish one.
It is said
before I jump on the English, because
it is
there's
done.
plenty of English teachers. You know, I understand we all bring something different, but
Yeah, but we ain't had a rhino on there.
Hey,
we ain't had a rhino on there.
Case closed.
so
Humo
I can't. I'm
Biblico.
afraid that I'm gonna be on there till like 4 in the morning. Be
No,
all
you know
jacked
what?
up.
Humo Biblico is kind of good.
No, but I'm talking about regular Clubhouse.
Oh no, Humo Biblico is kind of like scheduled good where we don't go crazy. Maybe because we don't have that audience like that either.
Maybe I need to get on there then so that I could light it up a little.
Dale luz.
Hey, Deke, I know
Go ahead.
I know I've antagonized you, Deke, about getting on club. I know I antagonized you, but all praises for the discipline, because, like you said, that is crack.
Right.
You mess around and be on
right,
there all night.
And once I said that, Alicia was like, "Yeah, it is.
4 or 5 in the morning.
Like it is. You be on there like crazy. Right. Addictive. Right. Exactly.
Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Because you always like to go back and forth, tit for tat, railing for railing with your husband, and now he don't even want to come home when he's supposed to come home.
Read that again.
A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart.
Right. So she's talking about the heart is bleeding here. You're giving him cuts to the heart. She said a wicked woman will make a wounded heart. Come on, read.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress.
That's the distress we were talking about.
Hold on.
In Romans.
Go ahead, read it.
Maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
So hold on a second, right? If you're not a man that presses towards the mark, you'll have the weak hand and feeble knees.
Right.
But it does not take away that you still have a wounded heart, right? Now, I'll say this. When it talks about that distress part, right? Read that again. A woman who will not comfort.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress.
Stop. I'm going to put you on some game, sisters. What's the one you read about that at all times will have a cheerful countenance?
26 and 4.
You don't got to read it again. Just quote it.
Sirach 26 and verse 4.
Right. It says at all times you show yourself cheerful to the Lord, right? Men are always in distress, sisters. All right. Men are always in distress. They always talking about Esau mental health and this and that. Everything is woman-centric because of the feminist movement. One thing that's not spoken about is men and men's. I want to say mental health because that's the term they use.
Right.
We are always in distress by the nature of being a man. And by the and everything that comes with being a male, right? In the world, and by the nature of being an Israelite man,
bring it out.
We are always in distress.
In Babylon the Great.
We are always in distress. So that don't mean I'm crying inside.
Right.
It just means that I got the whole armor on, so I can bear it.
Right.
But we are always in distress. So in turn, understanding that, when do we need comfort?
All the time.
All the time.
Stop trying
that part.
Stop trying to be a man. Stop trying to come from tit for tat.
We need comfort all the time.
That chase conversation.
And if you say, "What about me?" When you give what you're supposed to give, you're going to get what you want out of the relationship.
That's what it is.
And you give it in sincerity.
Right.
That's heavy.
And not insincerity, and not like forced and like
not
okay.
forced, not contrived.
Yeah.
Right? Because here's the thing. You're not duty driven. So you can't do something out of a sense of duty.
Right.
You have to learn how to take the wonderful gift of all the emotions that the way the Most High made you and love it. Love your role as a wife according to the scriptures. Love that fact that you don't have to be distressed. If you let the divine order play out the way it needs to in your house, and if you just take a step back and think about all that, you'll realize how little burden you have outside of your husband and the kids.
Say that one more time.
Anything else that you do is because you gave it to yourself.
Right.
But if the man leads like he's supposed to lead, and don't give me the BS, well, what if you gotta... I'm not dealing with that right now. It's like, when is it going to start? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
How about you just do what the scriptures say and let's see how God lets that play out.
Right.
When you roll that way, you will not have the distress. Right? Any distress you have to that magnitude, you've given to yourself. Because when you just support the man in his role and let him roll and let him lead the way he's supposed to lead and everything like that, you should have no cares upon you.
That's it.
If the man represents that Christ head, which is that Godhead mentality, the scripture says, toss all your cares upon the Lord.
Right.
He took all the burdens.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we are built for. And the little things that you deal, not to say they're not demanding and stressful in the house, but read Proverbs 31 again with that understanding and see how that hits you. All right. Let's go back to the video. Not just providing and protecting. Someone said it's not just providing and protecting. The shit we take every day.
Facts.
And I don't mean from just family and stuff like that. In general.
The world.
But we got our own brothers who have yet to be enlightened that want to freaking kill us.
Right. That part.
Given the circumstance and the opportunity.
Right.
And I'm not even talking about having to be in a rough hood. It's just that freaking...
Nigga.
Men are warriors by nature.
Nagger.
So we all walking out there just, no, I'm talking about our own brothers.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, because you're saying nigger like Clayton Bigsby.
They got that spirit of Esau
I'm talking about the Israelite man.
That was created in the lab.
Right. That was created in the lab that don't got that understanding that he ready to freaking chop your head off because he think you driving slow so that he can't fucking get part of my language, so that he can't freaking get around you.
Right.
See that the stress came through.
Get some help.
Emotional damage. Oh, damn.
Play it again.
Stop it.
See, we're always distressed.
We are always distressed, right? Because you saw how I got all riled up thinking
with the countenance.
Because you start thinking of the stuff,
visualizing your day.
See, always in distress.
Always in distress.
That was funny.
I proved it right now.
Run it back like 10 seconds, just 10, because I want to make sure I got the point. Come on.
Heart. And over time, he's received so many cuts from the way you've spoken to him, the way you have been submitted to him, and that he's cut all over and he's bleeding. And he's bleeding so much that he's bled out of the love that he once had for you. And so though you're trying to figure out why he doesn't want to be around me, why he doesn't really, he's not into the marriage, because he's bled out all the love through the cuts by disrespect. You must start to cauterize those wounds by respecting your husband in every way. Remember that today and carry on.
She said in every way.
That's
in
that
every way.
Ephesians.
Above all things, a man wants to be respected.
Right.
Hey, D.
That is love.
A man identifies love with respect. I mean, we listen, some of us like physical touch and other stuff too, nice words and everything, but the number one thing a man needs is respect, especially in his home, from his children, from his wife, from his friends, from his family, is respect. If not, it sets off all types of stuff inside of you. I'm telling you, ready to war.
Facts.
For the lack of disrespect.
For real, though.
Right? For the lack of respect, for disrespect, right? So man wants to see that. Now, I just want to bring a couple things on the tongue. I do want to go over the Smithsonian thing before we wrap up the show, so I got to talk about that. Let me get... I had it here. Proverbs 15, and I want... 2, and then I also I definitely want 4, but I don't know what 3 says. Let me look it up. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you could read 3 because it kind of goes with it, and then we'll go into 4. So read 2 through 4. All right.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 2. Read out. The tongue of the wise.
Right, you brought up a soft answer, right?
Yes, sir.
But we're gonna continue on with that. Come on.
The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright.
Right? So it says the tongue of the wise use of knowledge aright. Remember, knowledge is knowing what to do. Wisdom is the application of it. All right? Let me say that again. Knowledge is knowing. You have the instruction. Wisdom is when you apply it. All right? It says the tongue of the wise, that's why it says useth knowledge. Because when you use knowledge, now you are wise, right? Wisdom reigneth down skill. Why? Because of application. See how it works, right?
That's that soft answer too.
Oh no, there's a lot of brothers, but especially a lot of sisters that have knowledge. They'll quote scriptures all day, but given the right circumstance, they'll show you where their line is drawn with God, what they're willing to apply and what they're not, right? And you'll see the dispensation of wisdom that they do have, all right? Because there's a line for everybody. Some of us don't know what it is till it's presented to you.
That's heavy.
Right? So it says, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, okay? Meaning you apply it. Come on.
But the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
Right, so we talking about wives and the husband. This can apply to any multitude of situations, right? Sisters, everything is there. You're just not using it, right? So what you're doing is you're pouring out foolishness, right? Where's the one that said the one that dishonor for husband, who honor for husband is wise of all?
Sirach.
Get that real quick. That reminds me of this one here, and then we're gonna come back. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
And how do you honor them? You use the knowledge aright, right? That's the tongue of the wise. You use the knowledge aright, dealing with the speech part. That goes both into tone and the words that are used. Go ahead, come on.
But she that dishonoreth him
by pouring out foolishness, come on,
in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Right, meaning that's why it says a wicked woman abateth the courage, right? Because you're not comforting him in his distress. It says you'll be counted ungodly in your pride, because the only reason you have that conflict, let me get that, only by pride cometh contention. The only reason you have that conflict in the home is because you have pride on you to not apply what God told you to do. Right? You know where it's at?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, bring it up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 10. Only by pride cometh contention.
Only by pride. Now go back to what we were reading in Sirach.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Come on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride.
In her pride. By pride cometh the contention. Come on. Read.
Shall be judged.
Shall be counted
ungodly of all.
You'll be counted ungodly of all. Now, brags to Proverbs 15 and 2. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 2. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright.
You honor your husband, right? You use the knowledge of how you're supposed to be in your relationship, regardless of any circumstance. There's no provision in there that says if he's acting like a nooker, if he did this, if he hurt your feelings, if you're frustrated with the order of how he wants things in the house and you don't agree with it.
Peter tells you, yep.
Right? The list could go on and on. It don't say none of that.
Right.
It don't say none of that.
Right.
It says you play your role.
Right.
Right? There are no conditionals when it comes to that. Come on.
The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright.
Come on.
But the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
Yeah, then the foolishness is the emotional crap that they say that makes no sense and this, that, and the other. The scripture says your desires unto your husband. When it talks about a husband and a wife that agree together, that don't mean that I'm condescending to you and what you want. It means that your desire is unto your husband, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to roll in the spirit of, let me get an agreement with this man.
Right.
Whether my pride likes it or not. Pride, one of the big, nasty things to swallow. Think of the most nastiest medicine you ever took, like the Tussin or the Vicks 44, right?
Oh, damn.
It's nasty, right? But that thing gonna knock out whatever the hell you got.
That's true.
Right? It's gonna knock it out. Whatever it was that was the nastiest medicine that your mama gave you when you were sick. You hated to take it. You hated to swallow that thing down. But it cured you.
Cod liver oil.
Oof.
That part.
Like castor oil.
You know what? The video, the sister reminds me of that video. It's a clip or something like that. That bishop shows that it's an Edomite couple, and then she's like yelling at him, "Why you cheating on me with her and this and that?" And he says, "You know why? Because you're loud.
Oh, I know
you
what
hate me.
I saw it. Yeah, I think we played that one.
Yeah. You're always yelling at me, and
right. And this still goes in with the tongue. Proverbs 15 and 4. Right. Yep.
You want verse 3?
Proverbs. Oh, you can read 3.
Verse 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
He sandwiches that in between the tongue and everything because he's trying to let you know, even if it's not because you love your husband that way. Right. Because let me tell you, some of these wives, they may care about us, but they don't like us very much.
That's heavy.
Damn.
That's heavy.
I'm gonna tell you that they may care about us, right? Because family unit, y'all been married, you live together, you know
each other.
Not terrible, right?
Right.
But I just don't like that he does this. I don't like that he's this way. I don't like that he won't. And what it really is, it goes back to the pride. I don't like that he won't condescend and see things my way.
Right.
And I'm not talking about in the woman being a strong tower against death and trying to pull the husband out of some evilness.
Right.
I'm talking about basic stuff.
All the little petty
right?
stuff I like.
Right.
That's it. Right? That's it.
So
and guess what? If everything else is in check, you'll get a little more of what you want out of that situation.
That part.
You'll
right
get
there.
it. You'll get it. What were you going to say, Thane? You always talk at the wrong time. Go ahead.
I do. Damn. I was just going to say, so she likes that the security, the protection, and the providing, but if you don't condescend to what she wants you to do, that's where it comes in, where she just doesn't like that aspect of you.
Well, she just probably don't like you. Yeah, you being nice. You're saying an aspect of you.
Right.
She likes the idea of a righteous husband and that she has one, but she don't really like you.
She's
telling you, there's a lot of sisters that are in marriages. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't really like you, brother. And that's not your problem, right? Because you're bound, you're in marriage, right? That's not your problem, really. That's for her to really come to a place of that, right? Because there ain't nothing you're gonna do. You got these brothers that'll start taking them out on dates, taking them on vacations,
right? I'm trying to
thinking that that's gonna solve the issue. But you can't buy respect.
Right.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You earn it, and some people don't know what it looks like, so they won't even give you that in their pride. Right? So they won't even give you that in their pride. So there's a care, just like you might care for, I don't know, a dog, a roommate, whatever it is. There's certain comforts and stuff there. And they have the idea of what they want in a husband and in a man. Right? And they'll call it love, right? I think love is used too lightly in general.
Right.
And they'll call it, because it's the only word we have. So love is the only word that I think that has like a gradient to it.
Sliding scale.
Meaning like I could really, really love you, and I can love you.
I can love you.
Right?
There's levels to this.
There's degrees in it, right?
Right.
But it's one word for it, right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is that you can care. She can care for her husband, but she cannot like him very much.
Right. And tolerate. She can tolerate him.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Anyway,
verse
4.
A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
Right, because a wholesome tongue means it's going to be edifying.
Flourish.
It's going to flourish, right? Scripture tells you from whence come wars, right? From fightings amongst yourself, right? It says esteem others better than themselves, right? So you need to be able to look at those other things and give appreciation and have sincere gratitude for those things, right? But it doesn't, right? And then the rest of the verse says, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Let's look up the definition of perverseness. Yeah, they like the parts that are beneficial to them in a marriage, but they don't like you in your authority and how you're supposed to sit and the decisions that you make. Right. Yes, read that.
Of a person, perverse. Of a
A
person.
lot of times we think perverse and we think like lewd and things like that, but you got to get to the definition, and it can go into that, right? But this is I'm gonna show you what I really want out of this, and they're underlined, right? Come on.
Of a person or their actions, showing a deliberate and obstinate desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable or unacceptable.
Come on.
Often in spite of the consequences.
Now, we got to unpack that. Damn. And I might go a little over to read the stuff on the Smithsonian because I did put in the title. So I can't just, not do it, right? About the parts of a great nation, right? Stolen parts of a great nation. I'm going to wrap it up with this verse and this definition. And we're going to show Tate. And then we're going to go into the article, all right? Unless y'all got some fire scripture that you want to bring out. And look, his face is like, could it do? Still not getting no brisket.
Dang.
Perverse. It says perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. It says a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in spirit. Right? You know how Paul says walk in the spirit and
won't fulfill the
you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Right.
A lot of times we always think lust and we think sex.
Right.
But you can lust to be in authority, to be prideful. You can lust to be opposite to what God wants. And all of it is really opposite of what God wants, right?
Right.
So, it says perverseness is a deliberate.
On purpose.
Meaning it is always in your control. There is no uncontrollable thing. It is always in your control. Sis, you know what you're doing in your face, in your tone, in your words that you choose to use. It's deliberate. It's deliberate. And then obstinate. Just click on obstinate because we got to break that down too. It says it's a deliberate and obstinate. Okay, click on it, click on it, click on it. There you go.
No, not obstinate. Deliberate.
Obstinate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Obstinate, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or chosen course of action.
Despite the knowledge that the scriptures tells you is the solution, in your pride you won't do it. You are obstinate. You are ass. You are stubborn ass.
Headstrong, willful.
And you in idolatry.
You are in idolatry.
Why are
You worship the creature more than the creator, meaning yourself.
Unbending.
Unyielding.
Unyielding.
Obstinate is that you refuse to change your course of action or view despite the attempt. The persuasion is these scriptures.
Damn.
It is not as complex as you think it is. All you got to do is submit. That's all. Go back. Perverse. It says, but perverseness is a breach in spirit. Read it again.
Perverse.
Just start from showing.
Showing a deliberate and obstinate.
It's on purpose, and despite knowing better, you don't do it. This is why Proverbs 15 verse 3 said, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Come on.
Desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable.
It says that you desire. Talk about the lust.
Yeah.
Remember I said if you walk in the spirit. Yeah. This is why I said perverseness is a breach in spirit. If you walk in the spirit, you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. It's a desire.
What you want to do.
You want to behave that way.
Damn.
It's not some uncontrollable thing.
That's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do. Come on.
Or unacceptable.
Right? Often what?
Often in spite of the consequences.
You know that God is watching, and you
Damn.
do it anyway.
You don't give a damn.
You know that every idle word is recorded in heaven, and you will be accountable for it.
And you still don't give a damn.
And you do it anyway. That's pervert. That's what I say, man, you got to get in these definitions sometimes. You say perverseness, you're just a lewd nooker.
That's a cold precept.
Perverseness, when you use the word perverse, it has the elements that it's on purpose. You refuse despite knowing better. And it's a desire that's in you. And you are aware of there's not ignorance behind it. You know the consequences, you do it anyway.
So
right?
this is as
now,
of the sin of witchcraft.
Read verse 4 again. Your timing is terrible. Wait till I read the verse.
Verse
Proverbs 15 and 4.
It's like double Dutch, bro. Double Dutch.
All scriptures is profitable for all. Someone says is apply to your Lord. All scriptures profitable for all people for doctrine and reproof.
Right.
But we
Are we
talking
deflecting?
about the woman's role right now.
Right now.
Come
Is
on.
deflecting
Stay in the
going on?
spirit.
Come on.
A wholesome tongue is a tree of life. But perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
Right. It's a breach in the spirit. All right. It's a breach in the spirit. So, y'all good? We can move on to tape.
Hold on. They need to just meditate on that for me. That's all I'm saying. Just meditate on that.
Can I get one?
I got one too.
Oh man, Proverbs 14. Sis, is that? I'm sorry. Is that brother Keenan? Yeah, I think that's a man's picture.
She's he or she's in the spirit.
No, it's a he. It looks like a boy. It looks like a man with pants in the picture. Proverbs 14 and 1.
I was looking at that one.
14.
I was eyeing that scripture.
You were eyeing it. Were you gonna bring it out though?
Yes.
That's not what you were gonna bring out right now.
Yeah. In the spirit.
Okay, go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 1. Come on. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
Right. It's on purpose. It's perverse.
Damn.
You're obstinate. It's
Read
not.
verse 2.
It's not him. It's you.
Damn.
That's heavy.
It's not him. It's you.
It's not you, it's me.
Go ahead, bro.
Read verse 2.
He that walketh in his
Man, why
uprightness.
you so excited? You having problems at home?
Oh damn!
No,
Damn, come on, D.
Read verse 2. You listening?
Mr. Todd.
Damn.
You listening?
He said, Damn, he said, her name and everything. He said,
damn.
Sister Tar, you listening?
Nah, I'm just kidding. No, it's just a very good.
He said, read the verse and add Sister Tar to the end of it.
No, man, this is
all
popular
praises,
for all
Keenan.
doctrines.
Fire scripture. You was in the spirit, brother. He says an MOV,
Yes.
brother. All praise from Kentucky. All praises, brother.
Verse 2, he that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord.
Why? Because chapter 15 and 3 and verse 4 says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good, where in your spirit, come on.
But he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him.
That's obstinate.
Oh my God.
That's being obstinate.
Towards the Lord.
Oh my goodness. Now I had Sister Tar at the end of it.
Okay, got it.
No,
Okay.
we've been good. We've been good.
All right.
Stop it.
Oh, wait. Officer, you had to say something. What were you going to say? Officer Nathaniel.
It's okay.
Bro, I need you on screen. Maybe you could wave your hand. Maybe there could be a special sound when you want to say something.
Right.
Because you know what it reminds me of? It's like that scene in Goodfellas when the waiter's over there while Joe Pesci's talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you freaking hanging over me, right? Like impending danger, like you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? So he'll be there, he'll be like, and we're talking, so I don't hear what the hell he's saying. Like that's what it sounds like. Am I wrong?
Nah, that's what it sounds. You won't burn it.
Bro, and I told him he has good things to say. I want him to add make a sound for you. That's a sound so that we know you want to say something.
Something like a bing.
No, not that sound. Let it be something. Put a selection of sounds for you to be able to come in. All right, and I still want to see if you could get your face so that people could see you, like a picture in picture.
Right.
So
Yes,
they know
sir.
who you are. He does have good points that he brings out. This is, no, now's not the time, bro.
You're in the middle of your sentence.
Timing is off.
Digging.
I think if it was a little sound, it's still kind of like, okay, I know he wants to say something,
Right.
but it's not as obtrusive.
Hey, it'd be so funny because I really be trying to like just wiggle in there.
I want your participation in the show. Pick a little sound so that we know you want to say something.
Yes,
I
sir.
know how we can do it.
All right.
I got
No, give me CNN. Well, no, I'm sorry. Before you get to that, show me Tate, and then I want the one from CNN, not the Washington Post. Come on. So I saw this article today. Well, I saw this too, but go ahead. Hey, and so stop. Let me just say this. I'm not saying any of this is easy. All right. What I'm saying is that it's simple, and there's a difference. It's simple to apply. It says what it says. I never said any of it is easy. Right? Marriage is probably one of the most difficult things that you can do, especially as a broken people. All right. But that's not an excuse. You can't say it because it's hard, right? I mean, what's the motivation or anything hard is worth it, right? I mean, however you want to put it, right?
Right.
But it's true. The straight gate is the rewarding gate. The wide one is not.
Yep.
Right?
This is true.
So you can run marriage the way the world wants you to run marriage and the way psychologists and psychiatrists tell you to run marriage, or you can run it the way God says, which is that straight and narrow way. Right? Because wide is the gate that leads to destruction.
Right.
But straight and narrow is the way that leads to eternal life and salvation for that high calling, for that prize that's there. You just got to decide what's more important to you.
Right.
All right. So like my point is, if not for love, if you don't really like your husband that much, right? Or maybe you don't like your wife that much. I mean, because sister said, what about men? I know there's some cases where, he not doing that still doesn't absolve you from what you need to do, though. Right? When you send that judgment seat alone,
That's the Abigail.
you can't use that as an excuse. Right. But let's see what Tate said on this little segment here about love. Come on.
Strict. Love is hard. Love is not an emotion of, oh, do whatever you want. It's the opposite. Love is, no, you have to do this.
Stop. All he's missing is some scriptures popping up as he's saying this, all right? I'm going to have you run it back and raise it up because it sounds low. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but it sounds low.
It's low.
He said love is hard and love is strict. That's that straight way. Right? Following that, a way according to scriptures say, it's strict, right? And it's not the way the world has taught you that love is whatever. There's rules to it. There's a structure to it. Right? Christ said, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Right.
It's not freely given. The love's not freely given. Christianity teaches you that.
Yeah.
He says, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Has to be earned every day.
Come on.
strict. Love is hard. Love is not an emotion of, oh, do whatever you want. It's the opposite. Love is, no, you have to do this. I believe love is a very hard, very strong emotion. Let's say I have two women, one I love, one I don't love. I'm harder on the one I love. I expect more from her in terms of how she acts. I expect more from her in terms of how she speaks to me. I expect more from her in how she presents herself to the world. The more I love her,
You heard that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A man is showing you love, and I know there's other ways. There's, cariño, like, affection, all that stuff. Like, I understand that. But he says, love is my expectations are more for you. I'll give you another example of this. I tell brothers, worry when we stop correcting you.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that means we're done.
Wash their hands.
If we're on you, you emotional brothers, think that somebody got an axe to grind with you.
Right.
Be grateful that brothers want to correct you. Because when they stop, it's like he said there, you have two women, one you love, one you don't. The one you love, you expect more from her. You want more from her. You're concerned with how she presents herself to the world. And that building starts at home. Right? Run it back just a few seconds when he says that. Come on.
From her in terms of how she speaks to me. I expect more from her in how she presents herself to the world. The more I love her, the more I expect of her, because I love her.
Stop. The more a man loves you, the more he expects of you. And I know that might be hard for you to jive with, but your mind needs to be the mind of your husband. So all you got to do is accept it.
Mm-hmm. Just go with the flow.
And in application, wisdom will bring the skill. Right? Come on.
Love and convince people that love means, oh, I tolerate everything. That's not love.
Right. He said they've hijacked the word love and convinced it that it means I tolerate everything.
Right.
That's not love.
Even your toxic traits.
That's not love. Right?
That's heavy.
That's not love. All right. Well, that was marriage moments.
Damn.
I mean, we took a good portion with the receipts for the.
We did.
barbecue.
The barbacoa.
The barbacoa.
Right. We took a good one.
Hey,
when I get home, I actually got to throw 3 of them briskets on.
Damn. He keeps saying stuff in the
Because
background.
they won't be ready till like tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, I got to throw on the other 2 so that I can have them ready for Sunday.
Good things come with time.
Got to cut them up.
I see what you're doing there.
What's that?
I see you're provoking brothers to salivate. Y'all gotta catch it, pick it up
I'm
when
not-
he put
I'm
it down.
not.
He's
I'm
like, look,
not.
I gotta throw 3 on today.
Hey,
I got two tomorrow.
My son yesterday was like, "Yo, Dad, can you make some meat tonight?" The ancestors called down on him.
Damn.
He said, "Pops,
Yo quiero carne
can you use your spiritual gift?
Damn.
Right? And do some carne asada for me. You know what I'm saying? Do some grilled meat for me,
Sure,
right?
I ain't mad at you.
Nah, so he was watching me prep him and stuff like that, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm making the meat." I said, "Now this isn't for us to eat." I said, "But we'll do our little tasting, as I cut it up, So this is for the wedding Sunday." And he was like, "Wait, so that ugly thing there turns into the beautiful, delicious thing that I love to eat?" I said, "Yes, son. Yes, it does." I said, "And one day I will show you how to."
Right.
Take this gift of the ancestors and
right.
You gonna give him the
take
black
it to
glove?
another level. And take it to another level.
What is this? What is this clip?
Hey,
what is this? Is it gonna get us booted? This
No,
is
this
nah, that's a movie. We're gonna get cut off.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose
It's
the whole
quick though.
show.
I chopped it to like a couple seconds. I just want to show the crowd what it's like to try to hop in
nervous.
when I'm trying to say something.
nervous.
I think it's accurate.
I don't wanna.
I think we good. I chopped it down like a lot.
We not good. You better hurry up and take it off and put the show back up when we done.
Yes, sir.
Talk about something.
It's low.
It's too low. See, you're already
Oh
messing it
God.
up.
Oh God.
You're already messing it up.
Oh God.
It's too low.
No, you gotta turn it up on the board. You gotta turn it up on the
Is it the
board.
Hangover? Oh, he said Limitless. No, you said
I
Limitless.
said
didn't say
Limitless.
Limitless.
You said Limitless.
It's the same guy.
Talk about something.
All right.
I'd like to say something.
That's exactly how it is. I'm like, hey man, let me bring this point out.
Hey D. Hey D. Hey D.
Deacon. Hey Deacon. Hey Deacon. Hey Deacon.
I ain't say it.
Hey Deacon.
Oh,
all right, let's do this last segment here. I want the CNN one, not the Washington Post. So I read this article today. Oh my goodness. Okay, read the headline.
Whoa.
This is heavy.
The Smithsonian is apologizing for how it amassed its vast collection of human remains.
Now, when I saw the headline, it said nothing about Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But I know about the Smithsonian.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, I bet you that's our body parts.
Mm-hmm.
On display.
I said, I bet you that's our body parts. Now, real quick, get Smithsonian on Wikipedia. I should have told you to bring it up. I just want to read the beginning because you'll. If you don't know about the Smithsonian,
They got like underground
get put on.
vaults and all of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It has a nickname.
Really?
Yeah. But we'll read it. Let's go ahead. The Smithsonian Institution. Start from there.
The Smithsonian Institution, or simply the Smithsonian, is a group of museums, education, and research centers, the largest such complex in the world, created by the U.S. government for the increase and diffusion of knowledge. Founded on.
I'm going to tell you that it's so slick the way they write that. It's for the increase and diffusion of knowledge to who? To who?
Right. Turning the things upside down.
To who?
To the upper echelon.
Because its nickname implies that it's stuff that people forget about and don't look at. Right? I'm going to tell you that. All right? For the increase and diffusion of knowledge to who? I would say it's actually for the concealing of knowledge to the general population.
I was going to say that.
Yes.
This fusion.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Confusion.
We talk about the Vatican and their files.
Right.
This is kind of like the equivalent of that here in the United States. There are things in the Smithsonian. I guarantee you. I know it sounds like conspiracy, whatever, but knowing Esau and the way they roll, there are things in the Smithsonian that only certain people get to see, and this is where they send things that they don't want the world, that they don't want diffused, that they don't want increased in knowledge. And I guarantee they have things down there that would validate historically, archaeologically, much of what we're bringing out in the scriptures about who the Israelites are and the way of the world and stuff like that. But go ahead. Come on.
Founded on August 10th, 1846, it operates as a trust instrumentality, and is not formally a part of any of the three branches of the federal
Meaning,
government.
It was created by the U.S. government, but it's privately held.
But it's not of the
and it's
United
held in trust, which means good luck finding out who really owns it and funds the research and all that other stuff. Like the Federal Reserve. You think it's a government entity, but it's not. It's a privately held entity that dictates monetary policy.
Right. That's right.
So there's a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island that talks about the Federal Reserve and
That
the money
part.
and stuff like that. But go ahead, read on.
The institution is named after its founding donor, British scientist James Smithson. It was originally organized as the United States National Museum, but that name ceased to exist administratively in 1967.
Come on.
Called the nation's attic for its...
What happens when you put stuff in the attic?
You forget about it.
Are you trying to conceal it?
But are you concealing it for ease of reclamation?
No.
Just a store.
Right?
You want to?
If you want something that you want to get, you throw it in the garage.
Right.
But when you put it in the attic,
Yeah, you trying to forget about it. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So see, I said the nickname is actually counterintuitive to what they said, right? So it's called the Nation's Attic. Why? Come on.
For its electric holdings.
Eclectic. Mean
Eclectic.
it varies,
Right.
You know how some of you brothers only like hip hop,
Yeah.
but my music is eclectic. I like all types of music.
You got some.
See, he misspelled that in his mind. That's why he.
You know how some of you only like action movies,
Facts.
right? My movie selection is eclectic.
Okay,
Right? I can watch almost.
Definitely.
I can watch a plethora.
Definitely.
You see how many
Eclectic
y'all only
plethora
like
of
Judah
genres.
food? You see how y'all only like Judah food?
Yeah, you see how y'all think Spanish food is tacos?
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
Your palate is not eclectic.
That's right.
Go ahead, come on.
Where we at?
Called the Nation's Attic.
Called the nation's attic for its eclectic holdings of 154 million items.
And that's what they're telling us.
God.
Probably more than that.
Damn.
Come on.
The institution's 19 museums, 21 libraries, 9 research centers, and zoo include historical and architectural landmarks, mostly located in Washington, D.C.
Come on.
Additional facilities are located in Maryland, New York, and Virginia. More than 200 institutions and museums in 45 states. Puerto Rico and Panama are Smithsonian affiliates.
Why Panama?
Right.
Again, right? I'm
They
telling
got
you.
all the
And I'm going to tell you that there's rumors that for that whole tri-state area, there's tunnels that link to the rest.
I went on that national treasure.
There's rumors that from DC is the epicenter. There's tunnels that'll lead to the Maryland facilities, New York, and Virginia. All right.
I don't doubt it.
This is what the rumor is.
Word on the street.
Word on the street is.
Right.
That's what's going on there. All right, you get away with that.
That's
All
crazy.
Right? Damn. Now, go back to the article. So now you know what the Smithsonian is if you didn't know. Come on.
The Smithsonian is apologizing for how it amassed its vast collection of human remains.
Read on.
The head of the Smithsonian Institution is apologizing for the dark history behind its collection of human remains. In a recent Washington Post op-ed, Lonnie G. Brunch III, secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, addressed how the institution amassed a collection of tens of thousands of body parts during the first half of the 20th century.
Here we go.
Taken largely from black and indigenous people.
See, that wasn't in the headline, but I said I know what's coming.
Right.
In their experiments, in their medical experiments, and all the different things that they did to us, right?
You hungry? You said brunch. It's
He did
bunch.
say brunch.
Yes. You hungry?
Bunch.
No, he's just a
That's his
misspeller.
spelling. That's his spelling.
Maroon.
Mormon shirt, Mormon
Mormon colored shirt.
We're gonna wear the Mormon colored shirt next show now in honor of him, right?
All praise.
It says that these body parts. Talk about the morbidity of this.
Right.
They got brains preserved
Yeah.
down there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Taken largely from black and indigenous people.
Wait, D. That didn't say skeletal remains. It said body parts.
Yes. Not skeletal remains, body parts. Damn. Body parts. Right? Go ahead, come on.
Taken largely from black and indigenous people, as well as other people of color, and mostly without their consent. Bunch's apology on behalf of the institution comes after a Washington Post investigation last week revealed that the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History is currently in possession of at least 30,700 human body parts.
At least, right? 30,000.
Including 255 brains from people in countries such as the Philippines, Peru, Germany, and the U.S.
And that's
Yeah.
they're trying to throw
That's
the
fodder.
other
It's fodder.
It's not
non-black
all
and
of y'all.
indigenous.
Right.
To maybe there is some in there, but they trying to throw that in. There might be like one.
Yeah, but
There's
could,
like one German brain. There's like, you know what I'm saying? But
they could be indigenous people that they got from them regions too. Though.
right. Go ahead.
It was abhorrent and dehumanizing work, and it was carried out under the Smithsonian's name. Bunch wrote in an op-ed published on August 20th, as Secretary of the Smithsonian, I condemn these past actions and apologize for the pain caused by... Can I get some help from the audience?
Hidlika?
Come
on.
And others at the institution who acted unethically in the name of science, regardless of the era in which their actions occurred.
Wait, I'm sorry. So it sounds like because up above it said that these body parts were collected. What did it say? Wait, scroll up real quick. Watch this. Keep going. Without their consent.
Yes.
And when you scroll back down, it says that unethically in the name of science. They were down there doing experiments on people.
Yes.
Torture chambers.
That's the same thing with
That's
gynecology.
torture chambers.
Right.
Gynecology was
Look,
the same thing.
it says it was abhorrent and dehumanizing work. Are we that far down? Did you read that?
I just finished that occurrence.
Go ahead, keep on.
He continued, I recognize too that the Smithsonian
No,
is
it was the one above. It says
abhorrent and dehumanizing work.
meaning experiments, torture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He continued, I recognize too that the Smithsonian is responsible both for the original work of H and others who subscribe to his work or to his beliefs.
Right, that white people were superior, so they wanted to cut us up and figure out. That's where this guy, is it Jordan Peele, got the idea for Get Out. Right, it's their obsession over our superiority.
Right.
They were so like marveled, we're in astonishment to them,
Right, with that pineal gland.
Come on.
H, who headed the Smithsonian.
The pineal. Even worse,
I'm glad it's not just me.
What do you say? The pine nuts?
The pine. Yeah, right. Say it again.
Who's Pioneer, bro? It's your homeboy from the block? Yo, Pioneer, what's up, son?
What it do, Sean?
Oh, snap. Go ahead, come on.
Who headed to the Smithsonian's Physical Anthropology Division of the 1903 to 1941, used highly unethical methods to build up the institution's collection.
Torture.
Yes.
Right.
Go ahead,
Right.
come on.
Of human remains, working with researchers and doctors to acquire them from morgues, hospitals, and graveyards.
Right. Now, don't get it twisted. They say morgues and graveyards to make you think that they were just morbidly digging graves up.
Nah.
But it says hospitals.
Yes.
Yes.
Meaning, you went into a hospital as a patient, and then you never came out.
Right. Which is the same problem we be having today.
Or you died mysteriously in a procedure, and you wonder why.
Right.
Oh, we need this specimen. Right? Okay, come on.
According to the Post, decades later, very few of the brains
10
in its
seconds.
collection have been
repatriated. Meaning they did not give the brains back to
Right.
their family members or anything.
Right.
They got brains, not a skull.
The brains.
They got brains preserved in
in
jars.
in jars and liquid. So you know when you see those
And
movies,
this was less
cartoons,
than this was less than 100
movies?
years ago.
Yeah.
This is America.
Man.
You see the movies where they got the different body parts and
They
the
got the
eyes
brain
and the
with the
brains
eye.
and stuff.
Hey, real quick, get Lamentations 5. Start at 5.
Damn.
Because you see this in driven in illustration in Bartolome de las Casas.
Yes.
It started with this. They have this weird fetish with our body parts, our bodies.
Right.
5 and
Right.
5.
Read 5 and 5. We're gonna read till 6.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 5. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
Right. And so under captivity, these things started. Come on, read.
Verse 6. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread.
Now, a lot of times people just take that as figuratively. That we've bowed to them, right? To give our hand to them. It literally means they took our body parts. You see that when we've gone over this in the Northern Kingdom histories of
cut
how
the
they
hands
would.
off.
You didn't bring the right omer of weed or whatever it was. They would cut a
Cut the
hand,
hand off,
right?
yeah. Congo, yeah.
Right, as an example and stuff like that. And sometimes they would toss it to the dogs. Sometimes they kept it as a novelty for them, right? As a curio. There was ways to preserve it, just like they stuff animals on the mantle and things like that.
Yeah.
They did all that type of stuff to us. I mean, you've seen some movies that they do where they hunt people
Where they hunt
and
people,
they
yeah.
preserve them and things like that, right?
Hostel, with the
What was the other one? Jeepers Creepers, where he was taking body parts.
Yeah.
Right? From kids. They made it like a monster or whatever. He was taking body parts from kids and stuff like that. They do this stuff. But they did this on a governmental level. Right? And they do this here. You know, they talk about this whole organ harvesting trade, and I'm not saying it not all of it is nefarious, because it is, but some of this is still for research and purposes in the mix and that stuff like that, right? A lot of our people, you see a lot of these missing kids and things like that.
Right.
A lot of missing our people.
Right.
And they're harvesting organs and stuff like that to either give to these weirdos and sacrifice to eat or do.
Yes.
Sometimes you think it's for surgeries to do organ transplant. They'll have
No,
you
it's-
believe that. But there's a cult-like stuff that they
Right.
do. That reminds me of that, you ever seen that movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
And I don't want to spoil the twist if you haven't at the
Yeah.
end. But it starts off as like a creepy, typical movie. But then the whole end, when they went to the bottom of the cabin, you saw all types of wild stuff down there, right?
part,
You remember
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And that the reason they did it was as a sacrifice to keep
Exactly. Keep the deity away.
the one that was coming up, right? I don't want to give too
Yeah.
much in case you want to watch it. It's very campy, cheesy horror, but I thought it was a different twist on it, because you're watching the whole movie thinking, but this is like a typical horror slasher movie, and then the whole end. And then they show you clips from all over the world where all these other nations were trying to do similar things to keep
Right.
certain spirits and stuff at bay.
Right.
They have all these evil, wicked ways that they do it. There's so much more that goes into it. Let me get the one where it says he accomplished the diligence. He's wiser than Daniel. Right? Come on.
Yeah. What's that? 35.
Right.
Ezekiel 28.
Y'all got it?
No.
It's-
Psalms.
I was
No,
thinking of
he
Psalms.
said, you talking about telling on themselves?
Ezekiel 28 and 3.
3, yes.
Uh-huh.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Right, and get me the other one about the diligent search too, right? So it's letting them know that they use Daniel as the example for that wisdom, but it's letting you know that they're always seeking, they're always searching. And this thing like the Smithsonian is set up that way, right? We're going to finish reading a little more on the article here, right? Okay, give me that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of them, of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Right, so it's letting you know this is the deep, nefarious things they did to try to do stuff, keep our body parts, and all that stuff like that. Go ahead, let's go back to this real
Can we
quick.
read verse 8?
Go ahead.
Verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
Right, and that's when you see these little things like this. And listen, a lot of people probably won't pay attention to this. They throw a little apology out, and then they go back to business as usual, right? As usual. Go ahead, read on.
Where we at? Sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes called
the nation's attic, the Smithsonian is the world's largest complex of museums, education, and research centers. Its museums, mostly located in Washington, D.C., are home to more than 157 million items.
Come on.
The National Museum of the American Indian Act, a federal law enacted in 1989, stipulates that the Smithsonian must return the remains of an individual in an expeditious manner upon the request of their descendants or tribe.
Can you imagine that?
But you got to prove it, though.
It's in there?
You got to prove it.
But can you imagine that? Like, I'm sorry, here's the body parts of your ancestors that we tortured, mutilated for our own inquisition, for our own wicked superstitions.
So they give you a brain in a jar to take home.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Come on.
The National Museum of the American Indian Act, a federal law enacted in 1989, stipulates that
since the passage of the act.
Since the passage of the act, the Smithsonian has repatriated the remains of more than 5,000 people. Bunch wrote in his op-ed.
So look at that. So there's a bunch that they put in there, right? Read this last part. Yeah, I'll take it in a second. Go ahead. Read that. What's his butt?
But, as the poet's reporting notes, many of these descendants and tribes are unaware that the Smithsonian even has these remains.
So see how we're in ignorance, we're in darkness for this stuff, right? Go ahead, but check this one out.
The law also only applies to American Indians.
Oh, no blacks.
Alaskan natives.
No blacks.
And Native Hawaiians.
No blacks.
Right? You hear that?
Leaving out many other communities whose remains were also taken without proper consent.
Damn. We don't need to read the rest on that.
Damn,
That's
bro.
it. Look, no, I see terms like task force. That's to make you think that they're taking action.
Legally
It's called task force to make you think task, action.
Right.
They're going to do something about it.
It goes back to what you said earlier about them. What was that you said? I lost the thought. Keep going. I lost the thought. It's going to come back in a second.
We got a call.
We said we have a call. Or was that going to be your cue to chime in?
Yeah, we got Officer Othaniel from IUIC Phoenix on the line.
Oh, God.
I like it.
Go ahead. What are you going to say? No, you can't pick that one. I'll let you do it today, but you can't pick that one because that's the one for the phone call.
Yes, it was just used to get your attention today. But I was going to say, didn't that sister just get justice about her cancer cells recently?
Oh, I don't even know about that.
So there's a sister, I can't remember the name, but her cells were used for research. And I think it's from like the late 1800s, and she just now got justice for that.
Yeah. I also read something too, like I think you find that a lot with medical. Like I think like most vaccines, the traditional ones that are not like the genetically, like the COVID one they're doing now, the mRNA and stuff, are from original aborted fetal cells. That they use. So like not that all of them have the aborted fetal cells, but every one comes from that.
Right.
That they had done with that. So which you could use as a reason why you don't want to take vaccines. Because you know that the genesis of life. Now they'll try to tell you that mRNA and stuff, but you could still justify and say just the whole concept of vaccine started with something like that, and that's why we don't do it. So
I remember my thought. If they're talking about body parts of blacks, Hispanics,
Henrietta Lacks, someone said,
blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. What else of ours do they have down there? And that's what you were saying
That's
earlier.
what I was saying is that they got, you talk about the what's it, not the Nazca lines? What's the stones in the Mexico ones that they talk about?
Decalogue stone.
The Decalogue stones, and and then they want to tell you that it's been debunked and stuff like that, but by who? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what, So I think a lot of it is BS. I think a lot of it is there's stuff down there. I've always been, even before the truth, I was like, damn, the Smithsonian, I was like, I'd love to get down there, but you can't get down there.
Damn.
They won't let you down there.
Hey, I got 2 scriptures. We got time for 2 scriptures?
Not really, but if they're real strong, then you can bring them out.
Come
Yeah,
on,
you sure?
man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeremiah 8:1. Jeremiah 8:1. Nehemiah. Where did I just lost it? Nehemiah 8:36 and 37.
I got down.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 1. At that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah.
Right.
And of his
I
princes.
did want that one. I'm glad you brought it out.
And the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves.
Come on.
And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved and whom they have served.
Okay, that's it. Our bones have been spread out. They've been taken out from the graves. The prophets, the priests, northern and southern kingdom, black and Hispanic, indigenous.
Hey, no, and that's going to come to light before that day. Those things are going to be, they're going to say, oh, snap.
Like that.
They did have this stuff down there.
Right.
It's gonna come
This is who the people of the book are.
Oh,
Right?
damn.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Nehemiah 9:36.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, verse 36. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it.
So now, we're the Native Americans. They said they got the bones in there. They got their brains in there. It said we're servants in our own land. Come on.
And it yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us.
Like the Smithsonian, like the U.S. government, the trustees that hold, that control the Smithsonian. I'm saying it wrong. Come on.
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
It's not just me. It's not just me, y'all.
All praise.
Fix it, Jesus. Because that spirit is moving. Because of our sins.
Because of our sins.
Also, they have dominion over our bodies.
They have what?
Dominion over our bodies.
How many brains are set in there? 255 brains.
At
Dominion
least.
over our bodies. Come on.
And over our cattle.
What? Come on.
At their pleasure.
At their pleasure. We have your bones. We have your body parts. We have your brains. Come on.
And we are in great disgrace.
Oh, here's your family parts that we had for so long.
Brain in a jar.
What the hell is this? Oh,
That's
this says
crazy.
this is your great grandfather. Here you go.
Officer,
you
we're always
imagine?
in distress.
Damn.
You imagine you're one of those tribes and you go, oh, okay, we have 355 hands from the tribesmen that we took.
Bro,
They knock in the door.
Yeah. Here's a box.
Here's a box. What
with
is this?
hands and,
That was-
aluminum foil.
Like there's no
Genesis
good way to present that to you.
A truth shall overcome at
Like
the last.
like it says you get them, but there's no good way. I'm here. We have 10 jars,
And
and
you
in
go
the
out on the
freaking
lawn.
jars are brains.
You go out on the lawn and they got them laid out like a human body with the brain sitting on top in a jar. Crazy.
Hey, how you doing, tribe of the Navajo? Yeah, this is the museum. We want to let you know that we have 255 body parts of your ancestors. How would you like that? Male?
Oh, we can overnight it.
Yeah.
Would you like us to
What the
overnight
hell?
It's almost like that's a slap in the face.
For real.
Right.
Here, you can have it back.
We don't need it no more.
We
We extracted
experimented.
it. Yeah.
We did what we had to do.
And
It
now-
said
now it's junk.
it was at our pleasure. We have dominion, and it yield much increase. We
Bro,
took
I'm
our
gonna tell you
sites.
something.
This is huge.
And I know y'all thinking it, but nobody want to say it. We're thinking hands and arms and brains. They have titties. They have
Yes.
ass cheeks. They have
Yes.
penises.
Right.
They have
Penile glands.
balls. They have penile. They have pineal.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Pineal
pineal.
glands. Them glands.
They have my man pineals.
Damn, bro.
Rudy Brew made it.
Nah, bro.
He sure did make that one. He sure did make that. He's not laughing at the hands and the he's laughing at the penile. He's laughing at the pineal gland.
Damn, bro.
He's laughing at the pineal gland.
snap.
But I'm telling you, they have they obsess with us, bro.
Right.
They obsess with us. Yeah.
Issues.
And yielding much increase. They said, meaning they got all the science and the research they needed. Okay,
Right,
we're done.
damn. Someone made it. They said, look at how they gave Rasheem Carter's mother his body parts. Same thing. Like, there's no.
Yes, that's right. That's
no
right.
peace in
Without
that.
the top part of the school.
No morality.
Right.
No
Without
conscience.
the top part of the school.
In a box.
Here you go.
Nigga.
Anyway,
damn, bro.
Damn, this was a power hour.
That's the show
and a half.
Next week's new moon, so we'll not be on.
Let's go.
Feast day, feast day, feast day.
Right, next week we have new moon, so we'll not be on.
Party time.
Hey, brothers and sisters, continue to spread the word if you enjoy the show. We are exclusively on YouTube, IUIC Phoenix. Of course, all the other socials. We're on Twitter or X now.
Yes, X.
Yeah, I know that used to be Periscope, I think, but like some
network.
you get like
Periscope,
5 people watch it on
Twitter,
on Periscope.
X.
Yeah.
Right. We're also on IUIC TV. All right, you can catch us there.
Make sure you share this show.
Right.
Share the show.
All right, share the show. All right, help us out. I know we were off, and it's a little sandwich now, right? So we were off.
This was a good show.
Because of conference, then we back, and we off.
Yeah.
But then, Lord's will we be back?
At it again with
Yeah.
the white
With the
man.
power.
And I do need to finish the God and Satan thing because I got a lot of stuff for that, and there's some other stuff with Tate too that we got to talk about. I did, but I didn't get into the God and Satan stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right, I got to go into that.
So it's just a lot of
and then I think after that, unless something real fire
Bring it
comes out, I got to go into the health thing. I think
Yeah.
we've been saying we're gonna do it. We got to talk about it. We gotta
Yeah.
talk about it. So, all right, y'all be safe. Stay in the spirit. Stay safe. All right. Most High in Christ bless y'all. And with that, we say shalom.
Pineal gland.
Pineal.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Yasharala.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Yasharala.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
It wouldn't be Israel without Mexicans. Black love, brown pride, cause we next to kin. We ain't gotta tell Esau to let's be friends, cause we above all nations and we better than